each other and then it's going to get really messy.
Right, we can do this anytime. We don't have to do it now. I'm saying we can go with this in a week or...
No, because people are onto it. Don't you understand?
Who? But Tracy, I really need to see you. You're not stringing me along, are you?
No! It's just... Well, where do we do it? We can't use Charlie's flat now that Jason's seen us.
I suppose.
You know, I can't believe that Sarah didn't say out to you.
Oh, yeah. Actually, she sort of did.
Well, what did she say?
Well, she just asked why I'd been seeing you.
And what did you tell her?
No, I just blagged it.
Did she believe you?
I don't know.
What time was this?
Just after dinner.
Right. Well, she had a go at me after that, so you can't have done a very good job of convincing her.
Oh, well, what does it matter? I mean, they can't prove no. Neither of them can.
Not yet, maybe. But they're going to be watching us from now on. And if they see something, they're going to tell somebody, and I would be in a lot of trouble with the law. Yeah, and if that happens, well, you won't be getting you know what. Capiche? Look, just chill it for a bit. I'll make it worth your wait.
Hi. Sorry to disturb you.
You all right?
Yeah, it's just this business yesterday in the cafe with Sarah and Tracy.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, it won't happen again.
No, I'm not looking for an apology. I'm just curious as to what she saw that made her worry about David. I mean, I'm worried about Tracy, as you can imagine. So if Sarah did see something...
Well, we both did. Yeah. You can make your own mind up what it means.
Ah, hi.
Hi. Where have you lot been?
Oh, I dragged these two layabouts for a good healthy walk on the Red Rack.
I don't know about good.
Yeah, unhealthy.
And I'm starving.
Yeah, me too. What's for dinner?
Roast chicken.
Oh, not again. I'll be laying eggs if I eat any more of that stuff.
It's good and it's honest. You can't say that about everything.
You're right, I'm only joking.
Listen, I've got all this in hand. Why don't you all go off to the pub and I'll join you later?
Fine by me.
Yeah, and me.
Oh, you can't do all this on your own.
No, it's not much. You go on.
You sure?
Yes, go, while you've still got your coats on.
Well, I'm not going to argue if you insist.
She just wants a crafty fag in her backyard.
Get on with you.
Don't be long.
Okay.
What?
Nothing.
You tell that girlfriend of yours. If she tells any more lies, she's not going to know what's hit her.
Lies.
You heard.
I saw.
You saw nothing.
Well, you obviously haven't spoken to your mother in the last hour, have you? Cheers.
Right, what are you doing?
Cheers, Trace.
Oh, thank you, love.
Look, I'm just going to pop back, see how Mum's getting on.
Are you running a temperature?
Back in a tick. Hiya. I just came to give you a hand. What's the matter?
Where are Ken and Adam?
Well, they're still in the pub. What happened to the dinner?
And you still say there's nothing going on between you and David?
Oh, not this again, no.
Then how do you explain this? Well?
No. I've had just about enough of this.
You still haven't answered the question.
I answered it yesterday. What is the point in going over it all again when you clearly don't believe me?
Oh, there's every point. You hadn't told me about your secret liaisons in Charlie's flat yesterday.
Oh, for goodness sake.
And you promised you wouldn't see him again.
I haven't.
So what were you doing with him in the Ginnell this morning?
He needs my help. I can't just abandon him. Well, what do you think's going on? Well, say it. You know, you can't, can you? Because it doesn't bear thinking about, as you well know.
Well, if all you're doing is giving him comfort, like you say, then why do you need to do it in Charlie's flat?
Because peeping Toms round here with overactive imaginations jumped to the wrong conclusions.
And what were you doing, stroking his face?
Stroking his face.
You weren't exactly smacking him in the teeth, were you?
I've told you. He needs reassuring, ma'am. He's traumatised. I'm all he's got to talk to.
Well, it looked like a damn sight more than that to me.
You know, he is the only person who saw what happened that day. And that is a massive bond between us.
Oh, don't give me that, Tracy. You're lying.
Would you seriously think that I'd have an affair with a 16-year-old weirdo who has to shave around the spots on his chin?
I don't know. But there's something you're not telling me. All right. If it's all above board, as you say, you won't mind if I show that tape to people.
Are you mad?
Well, you've got nothing to hide.
No, I haven't. Well, that doesn't stop people thinking the wrong thing, does it? And if that tape gets into the wrong hands...
What?
Well, it's not going to look good. You know, interfering with the witness and all that. I don't have to spell it out.
And you give me your word that you're not interfering with him?
Yes. You know, I can't believe that you're thinking this. You, of all people.
Tracy. How has it come to this?
I know. But there's no point crying over spilt milk, is there? No, the thing that matters now is my future, me staying out of jail. So, are you going to get rid of that tape? Or am I? So you definitely got rid of it then, the tape?
Yes. Why, did you want to show it to Jane?
Of course not. I'm just glad it's gone. People could get the wrong idea.
Yes, they could.
That'll be Peter. Good timing. Hi.
Hey, top of the morning, how are you?
Fine. Good journey?
Oh, yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I didn't stop once. Mind you, my petrol light's been flashing since Stoke, but I called its bluff.
Is that really anything to be showing off about?
Ah, yeah? Cavalry.
I wish you wouldn't drive through the night.
Well, I like driving through the night. It's the best way, isn't it? Got the motorway all to myself, listening to the best of the jam on my stereo. It's great.
Oh, I like Paul Weller.
Anyway, it's good of you to come. Tracy's grateful for your support.
Yeah, I could tell by the way she just stood up and threw her arms around me.
I am, and hello.
You look good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She's been up half the night. She'll be smoking in bed next.
Yeah, well, let's try not to get stressed, eh?
Exactly, Mum. It's only a plea hearing. I'll go in, say not guilty, we can all come home.
Oh, go to the pub.
Well, you might.
There's nothing to stress about.
Anyway, come on. You're going to be late.
Oh, you're kidding. Straight back out.
I wish you wouldn't drive through the night.
Hello, I'm Mark. Mark Sinclair. Nice to meet you.
All right.
Hello? Hello.
We'll go in 5 minutes.
Fine.
So, Tracy, you're pleading not guilty on grounds of self-defense.
Yes, correct.
You're aware that if found guilty, you'll be facing a mandatory life sentence, which could mean more than 15 years in prison.
I am.
And if you are guilty, then you should plead guilty at the earliest possible opportunity, i.e. this afternoon. Do you have any intention of changing your plea?
None.
Well, she certainly ain't lacking in confidence, is she?
You've noticed.
Anybody else would be bricking it. Got to hand it to her, though. She had a straight bat every time. She's totally unfazed.
Why do you think she's unfazed? Well, it was only confirming her plea. There's no reason for her not to be confident.
Yeah, I suppose.
You're not suggesting that she might not be telling the truth?
No, of course not.
Well, she's certainly arrogant, I'll give her that.
Yeah, well, that's nothing new, is it? Look, all I'm saying is just for a second back there, I thought we'd just walked in for a parking ticket thing. Oh, right, Trace. I'm going to grab a quick shower, and we'll get to the pub, eh? There's nobody going to have a pop at me when I'm up there, is there?
Is that really appropriate?
Mum, do you want a brew?
No, thanks, Lou.
Why don't you go to the Rovers with them, take your mind off it all?
I'm going nowhere.
Ow!
What's the matter?
Nothing. I've just burnt myself, that's all.
Academy of Drumming. That's what I'm going to call it.
Yeah, it takes a lot of sorting this, you know. There's premises, there's tax returns.
Premises, no problem. Doing it upstairs.
Here?
It's been authorised.
Yeah, it has. I've always encouraged you whenever you've had a business plan. Yes, love.
Business plan? What? Where's his business plan?
Are you wearing your aftershave?
No, it's free with the magazine. Oh, hi, Chief, how are you?
How you doing, mate?
Good. I prefer the birds in the department store. You know, they spray you as you go past. Big lashes.
Has it ever occurred to you they might be trying to get you in the eye, Vernon?
Hi, babe.
Oh, yeah? What's this, round 3, 4? I've lost count.
Yeah. Well, the hearing went well, thanks for asking.
Well, yes, I was just getting to that. Great, good, well done. So what are you both having?
The usual, please.
And a pint for me, landlord.
Mother, pint for Peter. And,
The usual, Steve.
Red wine.
Red wine. It's just...
Now then.
Right.
Oh, yeah. The little bird's just reminded me that I have to buy you a drink last time I was in here.
Yeah, well, that's probably not a good idea, is it?
Ouch.
Smell nice, though. What is it?
I don't know. Free with a magazine. No, I'm serious.
Oi! Get away from that tart before she gives you something.
Sorry. Big day, big dog.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, and he comes sashing into the bar like this and he removes his new jacket, thank you very much, to reveal his magnificent... Evening, Pete. This is a nice shirt.
Why don't you put your jacket back on? Your mother's got tea on the table, so... Are you ready?
I am not leaving because of a shirt.
It's your favourite. It's his fingers, beans and chips.
Funny.
Yeah, would be funny if it weren't true. Anyway, you might want to have a word with her.
Why?
I'm not exactly sure, you know.
Oh, hey, Mr. Barlow. Is Blanche playing out?
What?
No, it's a joke. Oh, can I speak to Deirdre?
Hang on.
Deirdre!
Jason?
Hiya. I just wondered if you've had a chance to look at the tape.
Yes, I did, thanks. And Tracy's cleared all that up for us. Because apparently David was getting a bit wobbly and she was just reassuring him. So thanks for letting us see it anyway.
Right, so it's all been sorted out then?
Yeah, it has.
OK, well, I'll have a pint then. Cheers.
Bye.
You all right?
Fine.
Hey, here he is, look. It's the star man.
Yeah, he's still a bit nervous, but he'll be fine. As long as we keep telling him he's doing the right thing.
Hey.
Hiya. What did Jason want?
He was asking what I thought of the tape.
Right. And you told him, didn't you, that there was nothing to worry about?
Yeah, I did.
Great. Good. Well, fish fingers, here I come then.
You'll be used to looking like everyone else all those years in the Navy.
And then he didn't want to go to the bar because he didn't want to stand too close to him. Kept sending Steve over.
That was a ploy.
6 letters, verdict, left in computers with man about.
Wish you'd shut up then.
Did Amy go down all right?
Yeah, fine.
Oh, good.
I don't think Steve pays for his drinks anyway. I wouldn't if I were a landlord.
What?
Got it! Got it! Yeah, sometimes these things are staring you right in the face.
Hey, it's Maria Scissorhands.
You all right?
How are you?
All right, thanks.
Good. Hey, listen, wondering if you could fit me in for a quick trim.
Oh, sorry, there's only me in today and I'm fully booked. Sorry.
See ya.
Yeah, it's a strange system, isn't it? The solicitor who knows all about the case can't say a word. You have to rely on a barrister that you barely met.
She's meeting him again today.
Where is she anyway?
She's taken Amy to nursery. Are you saying that Tracy shouldn't have a barrister?
Oh, please don't make an argument out of this.
I thought that's what you were doing.
Look, I'm just talking about the English legal system.
And I'm talking about our daughter.
Who is at the mercy of the English legal system.
I'm going for a shower.
I thought you'd had one.
No, and come on, I can't go and meet my barrister dressed like this.
Just check the hot water tank. Anyway, it's not about a solicitor or a barrister, is it?
Is it not?
Well, isn't it about the truth? Or am I just being old-fashioned?
No. It's about the truth, of course it is. Yeah. Best of luck, lad. Hope it goes well.
Yeah, me and all.
I'm only meeting my barrister. He's not going to bite, is he?
Well, I'd be surprised if he does.
Good luck.
All the best.
Maybe if you just like to take a seat again.
Hiya.
I told you. It was
Yeah, I know
busy.
you did, but were you telling me the truth? Now, let's have a look.
Oh, what do you think you're doing?
Aha, you've got nobody between Mrs. Dewhurst
Peter,
and...
come on, it's
hang
private.
And Mrs. whose name I can't read, so you've got plenty of time to give me a quick trim, don't you?
Well, I think I'll decide that, thank you.
I'll tell you what, I'll make you a coffee. Sorry about this, Mrs. Dewhurst, right? And then I'll sit down there nice and quiet and I'll just wait till you're ready. All right, you have sugar?
No.
Ah, sweet enough, you see. Same as me. Where's your kettle?
Yeah, through there.
Right. Aha.
And can I offer you any refreshments? Coffee, tea, biscuits?
Not for me, thanks.
I'll have a coffee. Cheers.
2 coffees, Mary, please, and ginger biscuits. Thank you. Now, let's see. Tracy, you are now living at home with your parents.
Yeah, but it wasn't home until all this happened.
Because you were living with Mr. Stubbs, as was your daughter, Amy. 3 years old, isn't she? Is she aware of the charge that you're facing?
I don't... No, not really.
Good. Well then, Tracy, what I'd like is for you to just talk me through everything that's happened, starting from the beginning.
The beginning of what?
Of things taking a turn for the worse.
But I've already told you all this.
Mr. Sinclair needs to hear it in your own words.
Indulge me.
Well, things started to go really, really wrong when
Yes?
he started seeing other women. He had this one affair with a hairdresser that went on, and everybody found out about it. It got to the point where I couldn't even show my face.
He always said he was going to leave her. But bet you won't believe that, will you?
Will I not?
Oh, Tracy's your sister. Mm-hmm. Sure, she's already given you her version of events. I was just a silly little slag who was trying to nick Charlie off her.
My sister gets a lot of things wrong. Like living with a bullying psychopath who tried to kill her, for instance. Whereas you... Not only do I think you're very attractive, I think you're pretty smart as well. You can weigh people up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose I can, mostly.
So there were at least 3 occasions when you left and then went back to him.
I've said.
Why?
Well, because...
When the man was clearly not to be trusted.
Oh, what's the point in this?
The point? Are you listening? You're liable to be asked these questions in court, and Mr. Sinclair needs to know how you'll answer.
Well, I'll answer however you like. I'll tell you what. Why don't you write down the answers? I'll learn them, and then I'm bound to get it right.
Well, that would be one method.
It's got to be in your own words, Tracy, not ours.
Yeah, but when I use my own words, that's not good enough either. Because you keep trying to catch me out with clever questions. You know, I thought you were on my side.
And you were right to think it.
Well, then help me. Tell me what it is you want me to say.
There it is.
Hiya.
Half a bitter and a red wine, please.
Rightio.
I know you're worried about Tracy, and so am I.
Yeah, all right.
I just don't think it's a good thing to take it out on one another.
First time I met you, and you told me what happened, I believed every word. And so would a jury.
And now you don't.
The danger is it becomes a performance, something you've rehearsed, and then it'll sound like a performance in court.
What, and nobody will believe me? Oh, well, that is encouraging.
I'm just saying that's why we can't tell you what to say.
Look, thanks for the lift.
Consequential.
Tracy, come and sit down. I'll get you a drink.
How did you go on?
Well, I just don't know what we're paying him for.
Well, what makes you say that?
Well, he did nothing but make me out to be a liar. And then I get this lecture on how I shouldn't put on a performance. So one way or another, I've just spent the last 2 hours being told that nobody is going to believe a word that I say.
Your barrister didn't believe you.
Well, he acted like he didn't. So I said to him, just tell me what you want me to say. I mean, he's the expert, he knows what's happened, but no, he wouldn't.
Oh, why do you think that was?
Well, because apparently it has to be my own words. I just don't know what we're paying him for. If basically all he wants to do is stand back and let me do it on my own anyway. Well, I'm going to go and get Amy. Does anybody want out picking up?
No, I think we're all right.
See ya.
Yeah, bye.
Listen, you know all this business about the barrister not believing her?
Yeah, well, he's just doing his job, making sure her story will stand up.
Well, maybe, but it's made me ask myself questions. Questions I'd rather not be asking.
Like what?
Like, do I believe her?
Of course you do. We both do. Oh, come on, Deirdre.
There's something you don't know.
What?
A tape.
What tape?
Jason gave it to me. It's from the CCTV camera outside the builder's yard, and it shows Tracy and David Platt.
Yeah?
It's just the way they are together. She touches his face. It's nothing, but it just makes you think that there's a secret, you know, some sort of conspiracy between them.
And where's this tape now?
Well...
How do? Hey, I've just been for a walk down by the reservoir, came back by the canal. It's fantastic. There's loads of boats. I mean, they're all moored up. They're not going anywhere. Right. Who fancies a brew?
Yeah, I'll have one, thanks.
Hello, gorgeous. Oh, get us a spritzer, Liz.
Oh, I'll get that. And a pint for me, Liz, please.
Right. Oh, thank you.
No, I'm glad I've seen you, because I've been thinking about how me and you are alike.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, grab a seat and I'll tell you. I'll get these.
One spritz.
Thanks.
Vernon.
When I say we're alike, okay, what I'm thinking is that we both get involved in situations we shouldn't, and we don't mean anybody any harm. Like you went out with Charlie because Charlie told you that him and our Tracy had finished.
Yeah.
And me? Well, you know what happened to me, don't you? Married 2 women at once, me.
Yeah, how did that happen? Never quite got the full story on that one.
You sitting comfortably?
Anybody want to volunteer to read Amy a story? Grandad?
Not tonight.
Grandma?
No.
OK, so who does that leave? Oh, I know. Same person it always leaves. Mum.
Ken. That tape. I destroyed it. Which part of me wishes I hadn't, but I want to believe her. I so much want to believe her.
And it's what you saw on that tape that's stopping you?
Well, that and the way she's behaving and the way she talks. As if her lawyers even are beginning to wonder.
They're asking questions because it's their job to ask questions.
And what's our job? To stand by her, no matter what we think, never to question anything? Because I'm beginning to think I can't do that. Amy not up yet?
Yeah, she's playing in the bedroom. Hiya. Just 1 minute. Shall I take the rubbish out? Yeah. Yeah. David, I've told you, you can't keep doing this. No. Oh, all right, what about dinner time? I've got to go. What?
Was that David Platt on the phone?
Well, it wasn't David Beckham.
I thought we'd agreed that you stay well away from him, Tracy. He is a witness.
Well, exactly. Mum, he witnessed a murder. The poor boy's terrified. He's wet in the flipping bed. I just told him if he needed to talk to
Don't
somebody.
you think you've got enough to worry about without taking on his problems as well?
You know, you're always going on about how selfish I am. But the moment I try and help somebody...
Cheers, Audrey. Tell you what, if I weren't so off blokes, I might give you a run for your money with that one.
We've had one drink, Michelle. We're hardly engaged.
Yeah, we do fancy him.
No, I don't.
Why?
Well, he's Tracy's brother, isn't he? Anyway, he's not my type.
He is so your type.
Right.
Hi.
See ya.
What's all that about?
Oh, nothing. She was just winding me up.
Oh, yeah, what about?
Doesn't matter.
Well, as long as you don't let her put you off having a drink with me tonight.
Well, I don't think that'd go down too well with Tracy, do you?
I think Tracy's got more on her mind at the moment than who I have a drink with, you know?
All right, then, well, go on, I'll see you after work then, yeah?
Yeah? Look forward to it.
You know,
Doing what?
meeting up. Somebody might see us.
Well, we're not doing no, are we? We're just mates hanging out, just chilling. What's up? I mean, we're not really mates. You're just using me to get off with murder.
No, of course not. And actually, I do quite like talking to you. At least I don't have to pretend. But if somebody sees us, they're going to start wondering what's going on.
So what can we do?
I don't know. But please, because my mum knows you've been ringing me.
Gail, do you fancy a coffee?
Yeah, all right.
Smashing.
Your place or mine?
I'll come to you and then we don't have my mother.
What's up?
My mum and yours.
Yeah, I do know Mum.
So, they're not big mates.
So?
So what's with the coffee? Oh, what is she up to?
Well, I don't know. It's your mum. Go ask her.
You go over there and you find out what's going on.
I'm meant to be at school.
David, this is important.
Well, then you go. I'm off.
Is it all right if I smoke?
Yeah, of course.
Ken reckons if I gave these up, we could afford a whole team of lawyers, but right now they're the only things keeping me sane.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Mind you, it's bad for you, what with all the stress on David.
David, as he would put it, doesn't do stress.
Oh? I thought Tracy said it was really getting to him.
In what way?
I think she said nightmares, that kind of thing.
Well, I can't imagine where she's got that idea from.
Maybe I misunderstood.
Trust me, the minute David's head hits the pillow, that's it. If I didn't wake him for school, he'd sleep the clock round.
I'm jealous.
Tracy, hi. I was beginning to think you weren't coming. Hello, who are you?
Her name's Millie.
Oh, she's lovely. I'm sorry. I was going to ring and let you know I was on my way, but don't matter, you're here now.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well, I will be anyway. What's the matter?
I thought today was going to be a good day. You know, I was looking forward to seeing you, and then on the bus, there was a girl with a baby. I had to get off. Walked.
God, you must think I'm pathetic.
Of course I don't.
I know there's going to be babies everywhere, but... Let's get a coffee. You look like you could do with one, and I know I could.
Yeah.
Come on, come on.
Good girl.
Do you know, we should do this more often.
Absolutely.
You living across the street. Still, I suppose we both get busy.
Oh! Hiya!
Hi. Deirdre said you were concerned that this business with the trial's bothering David.
Oh, Mum, I'm sure that David doesn't want Gail worrying.
Has he said anything to you?
Oh, just in passing, you know.
I'm sure he's just being dramatic. You know what teenagers are like.
Well, if there's nothing to worry about.
No, there isn't.
Oh, good.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
You know that David told me that stuff in confidence.
Gail had a right to know Tracy.
Yeah, and if she asks him about it, he's going to know where it's come from. I can't afford to upset him. He's my chief witness. Thanks a lot.
I got dead lucky with Ashley. You meet some blokes, all the patience and sensitivity of a brick, but he's so supportive.
You're right, you are lucky.
And I don't mean in a namby-pamby way either. It's just dead straight.
Well, he's lucky to have you and all, you know.
Don't be daft, I'm nothing special.
Of course you are. Doing this counselling when you've got 2 small children, there's not many that'd take that on.
I like it.
How'd you find the time, though? Husband, 2 kids.
If something's important enough to you, you find time for it. But don't think I'm some sort of saint. I don't do it just to help other people. Not so long back, I was, well, I was a complete mess.
Why? What happened?
Oh, it's nothing as bad as what you went through. But I just thought you'd like to know. It's not just me helping you. Having a friend, well, it's great for me as well.
A friend? Am I really?
Of course! If that's all right with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's funny how things turn out sometimes, isn't it?
Come on.
Bit of a come down for you, this, isn't it?
After work, I didn't mean you had to wait outside the salon for me.
Hey, listen, if you're bothered about anybody seeing us, we can always go to a different pub, you know.
Evening. All right.
Aye. Oh, well, too late.
Yeah, well, I've got nothing to hide.
No, me neither.
I mean, just having a drink, aren't we?
Exactly. After you.
But a jury is only ordinary people like us, right? So once they've heard what happened, they're bound to know that she only hit him in self-defence.
You make it sound simple.
But it is.
What were they rowing about when, you know, he attacked her?
Well, Tracy wanted to leave him and Charlie didn't want to let her go.
Typical flipping Charlie, that is. That very day, he was banging on to me that he wanted her out, saying he was going to give her a marching orders.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Hi. We were just talking about you.
Well, there's a surprise.
My mum was just saying that a jury's bound to see it your way.
Thanks. Drink? Yeah, red wine, please.
Shouldn't you go over and sit with Anne?
Why, are you trying to get rid of me?
No, of course not.
No, I can't. I'm too much of a gentleman to leave a good-looking woman in a pub on her own. I'm sorry.
Oh, right, like you're too much of a gentleman to explain to one wife how you already had another.
Well, you see how easy it happens.
Oh, thanks, love.
Cheers.
Steve was just saying that Charlie reckoned he was about to throw you out on the day
And
that...
how did you get to talking about that?
Well, it just came up in conversation, but I thought it was you leaving him.
Mum, Charlie was a control freak. Everything had to be on his terms. Look, I start a murder trial week on Monday. I could do without this.
Hey, shove up. Get you another drink?
No, thanks.
No. What were you talking to her about?
Oh, just chatting. Stuff. Nothing.
Right. Well, you better not be telling her any of my business.
Yeah, like I dare.
And you and Gail this dinner time. Since when were you busy mates?
Look, I just wanted to chat with her. I was worried about you and David.
Well, don't worry. Stop stirring stuff.
I'm not. Look, Tracy, I care about you, that's all.
Yeah, well, excuse me. Because everything I say, you question. Everything I do, you question. You know, I'm just about sick of it.
Tracy! Tracy! What was all that about?
I don't know. You tell me. Because you're the one snooping about, accusing me of all sorts.
I'm not accusing you of anything.
That phone call from David. You made that sound sinister. The next thing I know, you're cross-examining his mother. And what now? Steve said that Charlie said, and you stand up for me, do you heck?
I'm just trying to understand. I hear one thing from you and then the opposite from someone else.
Well, then don't listen to him. Believe what I say for once. The last thing I want now is my own mother digging, stirring, questioning me. Mum, just leave it. Do you understand that?
You okay?
I don't know, Peter. I honestly don't know. She was furious. She told me to mind my own business.
Well, she's under a lot of pressure, isn't she? Just brings out the worst in her, that's all.
Yeah, well, this trial's hanging over all of us like the sword of Damocles.
I just think...
Oh. Slagging me off again, that'd be right.
We weren't slagging you off.
You know, I expect other people to think badly of me. No, in fact, I'm used to it. But not my own mother.
Show a bit of compassion, Tracy. You're not the only one feeling the strain.
Happy Mother's Day.
So we go to the pub or what?
Where's Blanche?
Oh, she's taken Amy to soft play.
You shouldn't have let her. How's she going to manage?
All she'll be doing is sitting there, supping tea and eating cake, while Amy goes nuts in the ballpark. You know, I can't do anything right, can I?
Right, Rovers it is then. A few drinks, pleasant conversation, hey?
Yeah, right.
Hello there.
Oh, good to meet you. Jerry Morton.
That's I'm on.
All right.
Is this it? Thought you said it was a nice neighbourhood.
Kaylee, can you get the box with the kettle in it? Mel, can you get the rest of the kitchen stuff?
Oh, great, the gobby one.
Darryl, where do you think you're going?
Around.
You big gibber. You always like giving his word today.
All hands on deck today, son. Come on.
Jodie, do us a favour, make Grandad a cuppa, will you? Nice taste like the bottom of a budgie's cage.
Go on, leg it. I was distracted, I dare you.
Got a tax bedroom, haven't
No, you haven't. I am.
Pair of smiles.
I live at number 8 if there's anything you want. My name's Gail, this is my daughter Sarah.
Claire.
Oh.
I'm at number 4 if you need anything, cup of sugar or what have you.
Might take you up on that.
I'm sure you'll soon settle in. Everyone's really friendly.
Yeah, it's a lovely street, you know, really quiet.
Got it dirt cheap, did you?
Hey, she talking to me?
Tracy, please.
People like you, feeding off other people's misery like vultures.
Come again.
Look, can we just behave for once like a normal family? A normal family going for a drink together.
That house should have been mine. My future.
She used to live at number 6, and I'm sure you heard she left under difficult circumstances.
So she's the one that did her old fella in?
To be fair, she was provoked.
Yeah.
What do you think of Tracy's state of mind? I mean, she talks to you.
Well, it could be a lot worse. Gail's speaking up for her, and Claire. And she's also got an eyewitness.
Yeah, she has a great deal of support, and that counts for a lot.
All right. Just having a little bit of me time.
Lovely. So what's that then? Mucky novel? Jackie Collins? A rampant sex scene every 6 pages? Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I was just teasing. Things are getting to me a bit, that's all, I'm sorry.
You are under a lot of pressure.
It's only a week to go to the trial, my head's all over the place.
You just get up there and tell it like it is. We're all rooting for you.
Thanks. And I really appreciate it, thank you.
960 of you, please.
There you go, keep the change. Put it towards a new shirt, eh? There you go.
Claire on her own on Mother's Day.
You know, that woman is such a sap.
She's lovely.
I suppose you'd prefer it if she was your daughter instead of me. Come to think of it, she was the spit of you when she used to wear them stupid specs. I don't suppose she could be your love child, could she?
Well, you're good. I'll give you that. From where I'm sitting, you two look like best mates.
Got to play the game, haven't you?
Claire's been a damn good friend to you.
A witness, that's all she is. Can't stand the silly cow. But we're in this together, like it or not. Well, I suppose you prefer it if I just rolled over and left it all to fate. And then when I'm banged up for 20 years and I've thrown my entire life away, I've left my daughter without a mother, I can sit in my cell and I can think, at least I've still got integrity. Is that what you want, is it?
No, of course it isn't.
Right, good. So until this trial is done and dusted, she's my busy mate. End of.
This is lovely, Sarah, thank you.
Yeah, well, I peeled the potatoes.
What did you do? It's all lovely.
And I did the mushy peas as well.
Right, so you opened a can and you slopped it out.
Big wow.
Big wow.
Yeah, well, this gravy's that thick that I can stand my fork up in it.
Well, I like thick gravy. It's very tasty.
Typical.
What?
This family. Everybody's just gonna sit here and pretend like nothing's going on next door.
I wouldn't even mind if the music was decent.
Tolerance. That's what it's all about. We've all got to live side by side, so we might as well try and get along.
Hang on, stop right there, Mum. You sound like some sad old hippie or something.
Let's just sit here together and enjoy our lovely lunch. I might even let you have some wine.
Big wow.
Sounds like they're having a disco next door. What? Oh, come here, you. Oh. Mwah. Come on, group hug me and my boys.
Come on, Freddie.
Oh. Now, did you decorate that cake? Did you? You are such a clever boy.
What do you, Tiki?
It's moments like this. Little things, really. But they mean so much.
Yeah.
Funny when you think about it. All the amazing places in the world. There's nowhere else I'd rather be.
You know, they are really, really taking.
David?
Yeah, well, they are.
You're right. It's gone far enough.
Hey, he's outside there now. Go on, Mum, go tell him.
Right, I will.
Yeah. And stick a rocket up his backside and all.
Go, Gail! Go, Gail! Go, Gail!
Mr. Morton, have you got a moment?
Don't be standing on ceremony. Jerry's the name.
Oh, could I have a quick word, Jerry?
Have as many as you like, love. Yeah, come in.
No, I was just,
Oh, come and have a brew. Come on. Kettle's always on at the Mortons.
And maybe she's gone berserk and trashed the sound system.
Good on her. I can't stand that shouty punk stuff, it does my head in. Leave it.
Sorry to disturb you, love. If it's not convenient, I...
No, it's fine. Sit down. Everything's all right, isn't it, with Tracy?
Oh, yeah. Well, as good as it can be, given the circumstances.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't you apologise. We're very grateful to you for everything you've done.
I haven't done anything, really. But I hope to change all that at the trial.
Well, that's why I'm here. I was thinking about the trial and everything.
Right.
And I was wondering... I hope you don't mind me asking this. But how much did you actually see?
Well, it was more what I heard. Shouting and that. Things being smashed. Like that night it all kicked off.
But you didn't actually see Charlie hit her or anything?
No. She was always covering for him. But that's what they do, isn't it? Women who are being abused.
I suppose so.
She's a brilliant actress, I'll give her that. She should have been on the stage.
I'm sorry.
Well, you know, presenting this happy face to the outside world, when all the time she was hiding what was really going on.
Hey, well done you.
So did you threaten him with violence then, or what?
You don't get to my age without picking up a few tips about how to handle people.
All right. So is that the only advantage to being old, then?
There's no point going in there with all guns blazing. You've got to be sensible and mature. I think people respond to that.
Hey, did you have a nosy at their stuff?
Well, they're certainly not short of money. Not that you could accuse them of being posh.
They can't be much worse than Tracy or Charlie, can they?
They've got a lad just a bit older than you. Might be a nice new friend for you.
Oh, I've met that Jodie right gob on a stick.
Don't know what to make of Jerry. Seems friendly enough. Was fine about turning the music off.
Oh, great. So one word from you where they can just do as they like, can't they?
Look at that.
That wasn't Amy.
No, it's Chesney. Is in such a rush to put it through the letterbox, he ends up ripping it.
You know what you should do? Storm into the cabin, slap that on the counter and demand that they sack him immediately.
Do you know where the sellotape is?
I've been called to testify.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. You can put in a good word for me, eh?
Tracy.
Sorry. No, it's good. I need as many friendly faces in my corner as possible.
They make an odd couple.
Who do?
Claire and Tracy. They can't have anything in common.
Well, they are neighbours.
And everybody needs good neighbours.
Are you sure you don't want to borrow some gloves?
It's a bit late now, isn't it?
Oh, well, nearly done.
Have you heard anything from the court?
Oh, yeah. Don't worry, I won't let you down.
I know.
It's like your mum was saying yesterday. You need us all behind you.
You spoke to my mum yesterday?
Well, more like she spoke to me.
Well, what did you speak to her about?
You know, everything. She's worried about you. I think she's worried about me and all.
Well, why should she be worried about you?
I don't know. Worried that I might say the wrong thing or forget something that's happened.
You sure you want to be seen with me?
Oh, I don't mind.
So I got a letter through this morning. I've been called as a witness for the prosecution.
Ah, snap, me too.
You?
Yeah, so we're on the same side.
What did Tracy say?
Well, it's a procedural thing. I was there on the night it happened, and they can only call you as a witness once. Still, that's not going to stop me telling the world what a bullying psychopath your ex was.
You still want to sit with me?
We all make mistakes, don't we?
Nah.
I'd tell her I was trying to nobble the opposition.
Isn't that illegal? Interfering with a witness?
Don't know. Sounds like quite good fun to me.
Give over.
The question is, are you interfering with me, or am I interfering with you?
You know, I dread going to bed. My mind just keeps turning everything over. Things people have said, things that don't make sense. There's something she's not telling us.
Oh, maybe there is. Or maybe she just likes winding you up.
Ken, she's on trial for murder. We're not playing games.
I know, it's a tense and difficult time for all of us, but let her cope with it in her own way. It might be that winding you up makes her feel more normal.
That's ridiculous.
It is Tracy we're talking about.
I just want to help her.
We all want to help her.
So why can't she see that?
Well, I tell you what, why don't you come round to mine tomorrow night for something to eat?
Yeah, OK. Well, it's a date, then.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it that, but...
All right. What about a case conference? Then we can review each other's evidence.
Go on. Right, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Have you been talking to her?
Why, is it a crime, sir?
Oh, not you and all.
Me what?
Checking up on me, cross-examining the witnesses.
Hey, I was sticking up for you. I was giving her a hard time, if you must know.
Oh, sorry. Budge up. Well, I wish you'd have a word with Mum and all, because she's been going behind my back talking to everybody. David, Steve, Claire. Starting to wonder whose side she's on.
I was going to nip into town later, do a bit of shopping. Fancy it, love?
Oh, yeah. Because I'm going to need a whole new wardrobe in prison, aren't I?
I just meant if you haven't got any plans. What are you up to today, anyway?
I'm not up to anything.
I didn't mean that. I just... What are you doing?
Well, I don't know yet. I could ring up every half an hour if you like, wear one of those tag things so you can keep track on me every minute of the day.
Just give it a rest, eh, Trace?
Me give it a rest? What about her questioning me, cross-examining me?
I can't help worrying. I'm your mother.
Are you? I wonder sometimes.
Tracy...
Well, I do. I've told you a million times. Why isn't that good enough for you?
I just want the full story. I just want some
You
peace.
know all a mother needs to know. What more can I say? What do you want me to do?
Well, putting a flaming sock in it'd be a good start. You're driving me mad, all of you. I'm sick of listening to it every flaming morning.
So everything you got...
Pretty good. You cook as well as you cut hair, you.
You'll have to pop in for another trim. You want to look good for the trial, don't you?
Well, I don't have anybody to impress, do I?
I think it's going to take more than a cut and blow dry to save Tracy.
Well, why do you say that? She's a strong case as far as I can see. Bloke was a head case, Maria. Come on. I've got the scars to prove it.
Yeah, but I haven't.
What are you trying to say?
Well, Charlie might have had rooks with blokes, but he never laid a finger on me. Or Shelley. Or any other woman, as far as I know. It was Tracy who took a swing at me.
Yeah, but you were his mistress. It wasn't in his interest to beat you up, was it? And he got to Shelley without having to use his fists. I think he tried that same psychological thing on Tracy. It didn't work. What's the last resort? Belting her.
I never got that impression of him and her.
Well, you wouldn't, would you? Most battered women get beat up behind closed doors. You know, sadly. That's the nature of it.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's just I never had Tracy pegged as a victim, that's all. She doesn't seem the type. But still, you know her better than I do.
She takes offence.
Yeah, but under this sort of stress, she's bound to flare up at the slightest thing.
Well, if she thinks this is stressful, wait till the prosecution start baiting her. If she can't control her temper better than this...
I'm going to have a word.
Good luck.
We're off now.
Right. Well, I don't know what time I'll be in.
Why must you be so hostile?
Because I feel so let down, Dad. By the one person I should be able to count on.
But you can. She just needs a little more...
Faith. The word is faith. And belief in me.
We do believe. But with all this confusion and worry, it might have got a bit lost. We're right behind you. We love you. Come home, Tracy, and we can talk this through before more damage gets done.
Thanks for that. Tell you what, I'd almost forgotten what normal life were like.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. Well, we'll have to do it again sometime soon.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Now then, are you all right getting home, or shall I call you a taxi?
Oh, I think I can manage. Won't mind a kiss to send me on my way, though.
Oh, wouldn't you? There you go. You satisfied?
You'd be disappointed if I was.
Right, we all want the same outcome, so there's no reason why anyone should go screaming at anybody else.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Yeah, all right. Calm down. What are you doing?
She's the one that caused all this, and you're sticking your tongue down her throat.
Dad, take her home.
I'm not going anywhere.
Maria, go inside,
Tracy,
love.
stop it, please. Oh, that's it, Maria. Run off and hide. Cause all the damage and go off, same as usual.
Look, can we just go home, please?
Oh, and where's that, Dad? Is this what you mean by belief and love? First of all, my own mother persecutes me, and then he's knocking off the top that caused all this in the first place.
Listen to her, Paul. Tracy, always somebody else's fault, and it's never your fault. Well, I'm sorry, love. I've heard it all before. I've heard it before.
Because you know it.
Shut up, both of you, and call an ambulance. Come on, Dad.
Mum?
Come on.
Well done.
What's the matter with her?
I'm still a little fast, but I think you're all right.
What happened? I couldn't breathe. I felt as if my heart was going to burst out of my chest.
It's a panic attack.
Panic attack?
What caused it?
From what you've told me, I guess it was the result of increased stress. But I should pop into your GP as soon as, Deirdre, and get some rest. We'll see ourselves out.
Yeah, OK, thank you. Thank you very much.
So it's my fault. Mum, if I thought for
Look,
one...
it's nobody's fault. Why don't you go and see to him?
Just want to make...
It's all right. Just go on.
I've never been so frightened in all my life. I thought I was going to die.
Oh, love, it's all right.
No,
it's
it's not. You're wrong, Ken. It's her fault, this whole flaming mess.
Well, try not to think about it for your own sake.
How can I not think about it? I can't think about anything else. There are too many questions.
What do you mean?
You know very well. You know about David Platt as well as I do. You know Tracy's explanation was a lie. You can see the way she behaves when I try and ask her about it.
She's under enormous strain. She's desperate everything goes her way.
There is something not right here, Ken. I mean, look at her and Claire. She's as good as said that she's just stringing her along.
Yeah, but Claire's evidence doesn't rest on their friendship.
Doesn't it? Do you know, I've spoken to Claire and she never actually saw Charlie harm Tracy. She's just going off what Tracy's told her and what she let her see.
But surely you're not suggesting that Tracy invented everything?
I don't know what I'm suggesting. All I know is Tracy wanted the barrister to coach her, to feed her lines, to make her story sound credible. Would she have needed to do that if she was telling the truth? And could she really have been as calm as Peter said she was at the plea hearing?
Well, Tracy's capable of anything.
Oh, I know that, Ken. I know that better than anyone. That's why I'm scared to death right now.
Further down. It's just supposed to slot
Come
in.
on.
Morning, Mrs. P. Have you lost weight?
I've told you, it's Claire. I know.
Just slotting these back in for you, yeah? Park your elbow on that and say, fancy a cup of tea, Jerry?
Fancy a cup of tea, Jerry?
Yes, please. 2 sugars each.
Where have you left the hammer?
Where have I left the hammer? I like that. Morning, love.
Casey, hi. No, not busy at all. 3 o'clock? I look forward to it. OK, see ya. Bit of a difference from the other handyman that lived there. You don't like him?
Deafness is a bit of a pain.
That's not very PC, Gail.
Oh, ask him if he wants a pint and he can hear you from 100 yards away. Ask him to turn down the music when it's blaring through the rafters at midnight and suddenly...
Custard cream, Jerry?
Make it a bourbon, love, and I'm yours for life.
Leave it out. If she's perked up, why doesn't she come down?
She's tired.
So she collapsed. It were exhaustion.
No.
Why the shroud of mystery? From what I read, mental infirmity is the new black.
Blanche, it was just a panic attack, not a full-blown nervous breakdown, all right?
Something must have triggered it.
Right. I'm taking this up to Mum.
Plate of humble pie.
What?
Name me an occasion when you ever waited on your mother from your own choice.
Well, you can sort sat there like Paris Hilton.
Tracy.
Well, I'm not being called a freeloader in my own house.
Oh, strictly speaking, it's a finance company's house. Thanks to you and Dick Turpin, barrister of this parish.
Oh, what, your inheritance diddums?
Oh, yeah, like I'm burning with resentment.
Oh, for heaven's sake, shut up the lot of it before I bang your heads together.
I'll take this up before it goes cold, eh?
Captain Von Trapp. 2 o'clock at Kempton.
How'd you solve a problem like Maria? 12:30, Weatherfield.
She's not a problem to me.
Yeah, if you don't mind sleeping with the enemy.
1, Tracy, I'm not sleeping with her.
Aw, we'll buy her a few more drinks. I'm sure she'll cave in.
2, I've told you, she is as much a victim as you are.
Right. Except for she escaped the murder and the charge.
Oh, I'll get my violin out. Look, I'm sorry. OK, I shouldn't have said that. But you've got to understand, Tracy, as much as you'd like to think you are, you're not the centre of the universe. I'm free to see whoever I want to see, OK?
Fine. Well, then I guess we both know where we stand. I just hope you're better at picking horses than you are women.
Hiya.
It's lunchtime, Peter. You can see how I'm fixed.
Are you in between blue rinses?
I don't do blue rinses.
Look, Maria, I'm sorry Tracy kicked off. She's under a lot of pressure, you know.
Oh, come on. She's not under pressure. It's Tracy. She's a right cow. I wish everyone would stop making excuses for her.
All right, OK. No more excuses. It's fine. I like you, Maria.
But it's not worth the hassle.
Now who's making excuses?
I like you too, but...
But Tracy stamped her foot so tough. How is that fair, eh? Tracy's a cow because all her life she's stamped her foot and it's paid off. You know, if you want to stop seeing me, Maria, that's fine. And I can accept that. But I will only accept it if it's your decision.
This is what's making you ill. The doctor said you should be resting.
Tracy's making me ill.
Look, love, just leave it. I'll do it later.
Ah, you're up then?
Yes, I'm up.
Mum, I am so...
Don't.
I'm trying to...
Trying to be nice, I know. Well, don't. You're freaking me out.
Look, your mother's feeling...
Mad. Your mother is going stark staring bonkers. She's seeing things that aren't really there, apparently.
Mum?
Look, just leave it, leave it. Come on.
Like?
Who?
The judge, the lawyers, whoever. You saw her with Maria last night. Vicious. What if they say to me, what do you think of your daughter, Mrs. Barlow? You see, even you don't know what to say.
I know what to say to you. The answer's easy. Don't take the stand.
No. You're serious? My own daughter's trial.
Deadly serious.
Hiya. Red wine.
Bearing up? I can't tick those days off quick enough, you know, staring at the calendar till it's all over. Not sure you feel the same.
No, not really.
He'll do you justice. I know he will.
Can you sing 10 green bottles at the same time?
Everybody wants a bit, Steve. Their own little piece of my tragedy.
Go on.
Well, have you heard the latest? My mum is having panic attacks. I mean, all she has to do is say a name and not bump into the furniture and go on about what a wonderful daughter I am. She's fallen to pieces before my very eyes.
Same again.
I mean, how self-indulgent can you get?
And you want me to say this? To Tracy's face? That'd be a second murder charge.
Well, they've got your statement if they need to check the facts. And it's David's evidence that's going to swing it, whether you believe it or not.
And you still do?
David's a bright boy.
Oh, he thinks he is.
Well, he's being questioned by solicitors, by police, by shrewder, more cynical people than us, and they'd have spotted any flaws.
Flaws, yeah. What about downright fabrications? Ken, we have had a lifetime of Tracy pushing kids around.
You were
from
Claire's not a kid. She's a
onwards.
grown woman with a mind of her own, and I don't think she even likes Tracy.
Yeah, whereas David likes her too much.
What's the point?
Ken, can't you see? I don't want you to agree with me. I want you to prove me wrong.
Well, I do agree with you on one thing. You're not going to be able to disguise these feelings on the stand. 2 minutes with the prosecuting barrister and you'll blurt them out. That or have another attack. So for Tracy's sake as well as your own, you've got to pull out. I'll tell her if that's what...
No.
Well, it won't be easy. She won't make it easy.
I know. But this is huge. It has to come from me.
Hey, it's dead in here, so why don't we leave Dumb and Dumber to it and go upstairs? I could do with burning off some energy.
Stress, I'll make you some chamomile tea.
You've gone off me.
No.
Well, what then? Because it's not like you've got any customers.
No, you're right, I haven't. It's your mum, Tracy. She's ill.
No, Dr. Steve has spoken.
Look, I know, Deirdre, she's like me mum. She's like Eileen, she's like Janice. She'd rather cut a leg off than admit she's got a pain in it. If your mum's collapsed, if she's been to see a doctor, then you should listen. It's for real.
You are no fun.
I was so glad you rang.
Oh, you mean you don't mind being hounded on your day off?
I didn't realise it, but I needed to get away.
Come on, come on. Kids doing your head in? You're allowed to admit it, you know.
They're the ones keeping me sane. No, it's this court case. You know my neighbour?
Oh, the battered wife, yeah. You said it was coming up.
Next week. I'm terrified I'm going to let her down.
You?
Talk too quietly or get me dates mixed up.
Claire, you couldn't let someone down if you tried. I bet this woman...
Tracy?
Yeah, I bet this Tracy's sleeping better, even if you're not. Just knowing she's got you there on her side. Good girl.
How many times a day do you walk her then?
Well, twice if I can. She needs the exercise. Go on. Oh. Were you shy at school? Oh, I was the shyest kid. I didn't speak till Christmas. And then they cast me as the whispering grass in the school nativity. I did learn something, though. Pick one person and speak to them. One of the jury or Tracy. I mean, you could say everything to Tracy.
You're supposed to be taking my mind off all this.
Or me. I'll come to the court. You can tell all your evidence to me. I couldn't ask you to do that. I'm offering you numpty. And you need to remember, you know, these lawyers with their posh voices and daft wigs, they're human. They sit on the loo just like you and me. Oh. Hey, come here.
I should get going.
Oh, right, pick Freddie up. What a shame. Well, maybe next time you could bring him. We could introduce him to Millie.
Think so?
Well, less of a dash for you, more of a laugh for me and Mills. No offence, but you do go on a bit. Oh. Well, I'll see you.
Millie. Amy baked these today in nursery. They made their own dough and everything. Look how small her hand is, look. What's the matter?
Tracy, sit down, will you? I've got something to tell you.
I always hate it when you say that.
Me and Ken have been talking.
And that.
And we've talked about nothing else. I can't give evidence next week.
What?
I'm not up to it.
How can you say that?
You heard the paramedic, and my GP says the same thing. Ken's been on the internet today.
I bet he has.
He's found out more about panic attacks, and if I get on the stand, then... well, the pressure will get to me, and I won't be able to go through with it.
But you don't know that, not from the comfort of your own home.
No, I just feel it.
Well, great. I mean, how is that going to look when my own man won't vouch for me?
Nobody'll know.
Yes, they will. You're on the list. The prosecution will have researched the questions, then suddenly, oh, suspicious.
We haven't done this lightly.
Oh, we? Since when were you in on the act?
We talk.
Oh, I bet you have. Oh, you will have angst about this for hours. Taken advice from my loyal brother Peter and his new squeeze Maria, before coming to the most selfish decision of your whole lives. You can't face giving evidence. Mum, I wish I had that luxury, but there's a little thing like my freedom at stake and my daughter's future. Oh, never mind the rights and wrongs of being attacked and undermined daily in my own home, though why I didn't expect it from the last time I lived here, I don't know. Oh, here we go. Give the girl an Oscar.
Tracy!
What? Oh, go on, Mum. Clutch your chest. Forget the hundreds of cigarettes you've puffed away on today. There's nothing wrong with your airways.
Remember your counting, love.
Oh, this is great. I mean, if you can pull off a performance like this in front of an audience of two, why can't you do the same for me in court? Why can't you show people how much you believe in me?
Get out! Now, before I throw you out!
Why? That is a very good question. We'll just have the one.
Bottle?
Glass. Last thing you need tomorrow is a hangover.
Listen, Mum, I'm glad that I've got you on your own because there's something I really want to say to you. I am so sorry for stressing you out, turning you to drink.
Oh, well, it's nothing new, is it? This all feels horribly predictable.
Yeah, well, a lot has been said this week in the heat of the moment. And, well, I just need to know you still love me, I suppose.
Tracy, if I didn't love you, I would be upstairs right now, dreaming about running through the surf with Rod Stewart. But I'm not, am I? I'm down here with you, going out of my mind. I'd say cheers, but it seems slightly inappropriate.
Yeah, well, I don't mind. Cheers. As nice as this.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Your dad got it from the Sunday Times. He was mortified when he saw it didn't have a cork. They used to have that article in there, didn't they? The best of times, the worst of times. I always used to think, if it was me, what I'd pick. Because I always thought that the worst time in my life was when I went to prison. I thought, it doesn't get more rock bottom than this. Funny how life can surprise you.
Oh, I can tell this is going to be a really jolly night.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Tracy, but you start a murder trial tomorrow. Forgive me if I'm not like Amy on Christmas Eve. Have you got any idea what it's going to be like?
I'm not daft. What's that then?
Gail got it me from the health centre. It's about panic attacks. Apparently, we all have this thing called the fight or flight reaction. Helps us to escape from danger, and a panic attack is when you have this reaction to something that isn't really dangerous. But you see, I'm confused because this is dangerous.
Yeah, but you had one walking back from the pub, didn't you? And that's not dangerous.
Sorry, I'll rephrase it. What you're doing is dangerous.
I don't know what you mean.
If you have experienced any of these symptoms, don't worry. You are not going mad. Ah, to have their confidence.
Right, well, how'd you stop him?
I don't know. Relaxation exercises. Avoiding cigarettes and alcohol. Top up.
Look, you know, maybe you should do something positive about it.
Like what?
Well, if what I'm going through is making you panic, maybe you should do something positive to help me.
I wondered when this would crop up.
Well, it might help, it might.
And what would that involve, I wonder?
I don't know about panic attacks. It's lung cancer you ought to worry about.
Did you have the fight or flight syndrome when he went for you? Well, fight, obviously, hence the statue.
Stop it, Mum.
I bet he looked like a rabbit caught in the headlights. Did he?
Well, I don't know. You don't see many rabbits round here, believe it or not.
What were his final words?
Who are you, my prosecuting counsel?
No, I'm your mother. Although you'd never know it.
No, I know. Because most mothers would take the stand and stand up for their daughters.
And most daughters wouldn't have murdered their boyfriends.
He wasn't just any old boyfriend, though, was he, you vicious cow?
Oh, I'm not saying he didn't deserve to die.
Well, what are you having a go at me for, then?
Because I want you to be honest with me.
I am being honest with you. How many more times?
Oh, well, obviously not enough. Because every word that comes out of your mouth, Tracy, I just don't trust it. Because your eyes tell a different story. It's one thing here and another thing here. I know you, Tracy. I know you better than anyone in the whole world.
Yeah, right.
I carried you for 9 months, and I know that there is something seriously wrong here. And I want you to tell me what it is.
You want me to tell you what's wrong?
Tracy, whatever it is, I'll understand. I'll try.
Right. Well, then I'll tell you. The only thing wrong is you. You know, my bloke beats me to within an inch of my life. I lash out in self-defence. And what do? You turn your back on me.
How dare you? How dare you? I have never turned my back on you. I've never denied you anything. Anything money could buy, you got it. Clothes on your back, food in your belly. But it was never enough, was it? Because you always wanted more things, better treated, forgiven, everything. And I know a thing or two about that, let me tell you. Do you really want me to go on?
Well, why stop now, man, when you're having so much fun?
Date raping Roy Cropper.
Oh, I didn't lay a finger on him.
Selling Amy to him and Hayley.
Well, it's not like she knew anything about it.
Well, what about the time you took ecstasy and finished up on a life support machine?
Yeah. Well, I think I got my wrist slapped at the time over that one.
Oh, yeah, it's always about you, isn't it? You. Never a second thought for anyone else.
That is not fair.
No. I'll tell you what's not fair. What's not fair is that you messed up your body. And my Samir died as a result. The one man...
That is not fair. I didn't kill him. You can't say that because you know that's not true. The one man you... The one man you what?
Oh, give it a rest, Tracy.
The one man you loved. And what about him up there?
Oh, shut your face.
I can't believe you're saying that Samir was the love of your life.
Well, what's so funny about that? I felt fat, I felt frumpy, I felt 40. And along comes this young lad and tells me I'm not.
Well, that sounds doubtful. He could hardly string a sentence together.
Tells me I'm gorgeous and interesting and alive. Why shouldn't I have him on a pedestal?
Oh, so he was great. So what?
Don't you dare be flippant about him.
Well, I think somebody should
when
stand
you're
up for
walking
Dad,
around with his
actually.
kidney inside you. He's about the only decent thing about you.
What are you doing? Get out of my bag. What do you think you're going to find? A list of all my victims?
You could fill a phone book with a folk you hurt.
What are you doing?
Prednisolone. Cyclosporin.
Yeah, you pronounce them, I'll take them.
You take these pills to stop your body from rejecting that kidney. How many times a day?
4.
4 times a day for the last 10 years.
You have lost the plot.
4 times a day, every day, for the rest of your life.
What do you want, man? Proof that your fella's kidney's still inside me?
You take these pills to keep yourself alive. They're a very important part of your life, but no one would ever know.
So? And your point is?
Well, it's like you're ashamed of it.
Well, I don't shout it from the rooftops, no.
I can't remember the last time I saw you taking those, and yet you must do. So? It rather begs the question, what else are you covering up? Oh, that's right. Hide the evidence, keep it a secret. Only reason you take those is because you took drugs in the first place.
You know what? I am getting a bit sick of this holier-than-thou routine. Fag Ash Lil, glass of Merlot in your hand. Why do you think I got into it in the first place?
I don't know.
To get away from you. To get away from you. And your little house. Geriatric furniture, your kitsch wallpaper. To get away from you and your glasses and your necklines and your moaning, coughing. Everything always stinking of fags. Oh, that's right, ma'am. I mean, if all else fails, just have another glass of wine. You see, I remember you. I remember your tacky perm and your loose morals. Oi! Tracy Barlow, your man's a slag. You see, that's what people used to say to me at school. I didn't know who was going to wake up in your bed next. Your perm wasn't that bad. It was the 80s.
Don't let the judge see your vicious streak.
The only thing that I resent you for, truthfully, is bringing me up hating Ray. Don't blame me for it, though.
Even though I drove you to drugs. I don't hate you, Tracy. I don't like you very much sometimes. I don't like you very much most of the time. But it's not hate. And the love is unfaltering. I'd lie for you, you know. But in order to do that, I need to know what I'm lying about. I want to know what really happened.
And then you'd go on the stand. And you'd lie about it. I'm not saying anything out here.
I'll just finish this and then I'll be in.
So, what's not ringing true about my story then?
You. You're not ringing true. Flying off the handle, in cahoots with David.
If I tell you the truth, you'll hate me.
Tracy, he was knocking you about. He burnt you with the iron. I know what he pushed you to. What?
What if I told you that he never lay a finger on me?
I saw it with my own eyes.
Ah, but what did you see? What did anybody see? It doesn't hurt this time. But then it has been off for half an hour. What if I was to tell you that I planned it all along? That in order to get away with murder, I'd have to plan the perfect crime. Cast your mind back all those months. I've got Maria in my living room telling me she's sleeping with him. I've just found out that Fatty Arbuckle is pregnant by him. What do you expect me to do?
Leave him.
And what do I do?
Stay.
Why?
Because you were in love with him.
Oh, please.
Well, what then? Are you trying to tell me that you went back with him because you were planning to kill him?
You see? If that were true, you'd have me on the streets.
No. I said I could handle it and I can. You're my daughter. You can tell me anything. You're breaking my heart.
Oh, Mum. I know what I did was unforgivable.
Planned it all along.
I've let you down.
Claire saw things.
Claire saw diddly squat.
She found you locked in the house, didn't she?
It was nothing to do with Charlie.
She heard screams.
So? If I was to scream now, does that mean that you hit me?
David saw you kill him. He saw Charlie attack you and you defending yourself. He didn't.
That boy will do anything I ask him.
He's lying.
But I don't care what he's doing, Mum, as long as he takes the stand.
But what could he have to gain?
It's the fellas, Mum. They're putty in my hands. Hey, I must get it from you, sexy specs.
Have you slept with David Platt?
Is that worse than killing somebody?
Oh, for God's sake!
You wanted me to tell you the truth.
You burned yourself with the iron just so it'd look as if Charlie did it. Are you out of your mind?
It was worth it.
And the night he died, he didn't hit you?
Well, no. But he was in a really vile mood, so you could say that he played his part brilliantly.
Well, I've just about heard everything now.
What's so funny?
It's not funny, Tracy. It's pathetic.
Why?
You'd say anything, wouldn't you?
What?
To make yourself look better. Has he really got to you so much? Are you so ashamed of being a battered wife that you'd twist it to make it look like you were the one in control?
Oh, get a grip, Mum. Do you really think that I would let a man hit me?
My God. You're telling the truth.
The bottom line is, Charlie was an evil, evil man who deserved to die. And I do not deserve to do time for it. Don't bail out on me now, Mum. Mum, talk to me.
You know, I look up at the sky at night sometimes and I see the police helicopters hovering up there with the lights shining down, and I think about all the crime in the world. Lads in hoodies. And it's always someone else's son. I'm so quick to judge. And do you know what that makes me?
You've got too much time on your hands.
The biggest hypocrite in the world.
Mum, this is not your fault.
Well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Tracy. But coming from your lips, that's a very hollow sound.
got two options now, haven't you? Fight or flight. You either fight for me or you run away. So what's it going to be?
Please, Tracy, not now.
It's going to be too late tomorrow.
Just leave me alone.
Well, night then.
Morning. Did you make it to bed last night?
Me and Tracy had, a talk.
Oh, yeah, where is she? She should be out.
She's taking Amy round to Steve's. Ken.
Hey, come on. We can get through this.
There's something I've got to tell you.
This computer game she likes and some books and that. And there's a change of clothes. Well, two changes of clothes, actually, and... Well, I'm sorry, I should be telling your mum all this.
She's in the bath.
Oh, right. Your mum's probably got all these, but I've written down Mum and Dad's mobile number and our Peter's in case there's a problem. That's her favourite bunny rabbit, but in case she loses it, there's a bear in the whole cupboard. I'm sorry.
Tracy, look, you're not going anywhere.
I thought physical contact was out.
All your friends and all your family, we're all behind you. Every step of the way.
Ken, talk to me.
What am I supposed to say? I don't know what to say. Tell me what to say and I'll say it.
I'm so sorry.
For what? It wasn't you who planned someone's murder and went through with it and made fools of all of us, was about to go to court and lie about it.
Now you see why I couldn't sleep.
You should have come and woken me up. I can't believe it. How did you leave it with her?
How do you mean?
Oh, sorry to be stating the obvious, but you've been called as a witness, and now you know the truth of what actually went on. How dare she? How dare she put you under this pressure? But that's her all over, isn't it? When push comes to shove, she chickens out and passes the mess on to whoever's nearest.
I told her I was on her side, that I'd help, but now I'm not so sure.
She's done some pretty mean tricks in the past, but this...
She's not a bad girl, Ken.
What? Just listen to yourself. Wake up, Deirdre. Open your eyes.
But Charlie was a monster. Everybody knows
that. Then
she's
she's Frankenstein because she created this monster to fit in with a psychotic little plan.
Don't say that.
Why not? It's the truth.
Well, Charlie was hardly whiter than white with Shelley, was he? I mean, he made her life hell. And he did treat Tracy badly. That's why she did what she did.
Oh, I see. So you're condoning this?
No, of course not.
Then stop defending her! She's rotten to the core!
You can't say that, Ken. She's our daughter.
Well, it kills me to say this, Deirdre, but no. At times like this, she's Ray's daughter.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. We'll have a row about nature versus nurture. That's a really good use of our time today.
Now, what's all this nonsense about David Platt getting involved?
Oh, don't. I dread to think how she's been currying his favours.
Well, why would he lie for her?
Look, can we just forget about David and concentrate on Tracy for the moment. If we start worrying about everybody and whether they knew or didn't know what was really going on, we'll just go mad.
Oh, I see. So we reach some sort of moral compromise? Bury our heads in the sand? Is that what you really want?
Yes, Ken. That's what I want.
You've told him then?
Sit down, Tracy.
I really need to get rid of...
I said sit down.
I know he didn't hit me, but he did mess with my head. If he hadn't done that, do you really think that I would have killed him?
Save your crocodile tears for the judge. Your twisted little attempts at manipulation might have worked on your mother, but they certainly don't work on me.
You hated him.
I hated lots of people. Doesn't mean I wanted to kill them.
Oh, Dad, I am so sorry that I lied to you. And I'm sorry that I told my mum the truth last night, if that implicates you, but it doesn't have to. And I am so sorry that he tortured me up here, because if he hadn't done that, well, then I would never have done something so out of order.
Out of order? Out of order? Don't cheapen this with some pathetic little use of the vernacular. What you did beggars description.
And implicating David.
Oh, so now you do want to talk about that?
Well, just forget about him. The bottom line is, Mum, do you want me to go down?
No, Tracy. The bottom line is, do you deserve to?
I'm bringing a Jean Plaidy. 'Cause the first few days can be quite dull at a trial. And I'd get rid of some of that slap love. You want to look all naive and innocent. Not like you're working the windows in Amsterdam.
May I leave the table?
Well, you know Tracy Blanche. She'll probably slap more on. Has more drama when she's sobbing for the judge. Streams of mascara running down her face.
Ken.
I haven't got time for this.
So what are you hiding from me this time? May as well tell me. I'll find out sooner or later.
You all right?
Never better.
Nothing.
Interesting get-up for a trial.
Well, I'm not entering into a discussion about this, Peter. I'm staying here to support Deirdre. I mean, imagine what she's going through.
Did I say anything?
Well, she can't sit in the court. She's a witness.
Well, she could sit outside.
Right, might be a bit of a tight squeeze, but we'll manage if you just want a nip in the front there, Black.
Oh, nip. That's hopeful.
Good luck, Tracy.
Thank you.
See, everybody's behind you, love.
Told you.
Do you know who's going on the stand first?
Not yet, no.
What's she doing here? Oh, you don't know what you're getting into there.
Yeah, I don't think I'll take any relationship advice from you if you don't mind, lovely.
If she had another brain cell, it would be lonely.
Since when did men go for intelligence over looks, Tracy? Yeah, it's not like you're reading proofs when you're stoking the fireplace, is it, Tracy? If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Emily, hiya. Oh, it's so sweet of you to come.
I couldn't not, really.
Well, no, but thank you, I really mean it. Hiya.
Hi.
Tracy?
Mr. Sinclair.
And we're family and friends. Like the X Factor, only without the banners.
Is your dad not here?
No, he wanted to stay with Mum. She's not handling it very well, as you can imagine.
I'm sorry, love. It looked like rain.
Oh, don't be daft.
She is your daughter.
I know. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said those things. But these are quite extraordinary circumstances.
Oh, Oh, Ken, I don't know what to do. If I get on that stand and tell the truth, I'm condemning her to a life sentence. But whether she deserves it or not, she's still my flesh and blood.
And if you lie, can you sleep at night?
Oh, there's always sleeping tablets. Oh, why is it so hard for me? It doesn't stop David Platt from lying through his teeth.
I thought we were having a moratorium on that.
I have to avoid Gail. I think she's been so nice to me. Feeling sorry for me because my daughter's a battered wife.
Oh, it just drives me mad, Deirdre.
So what do I do? Come on. What's your take on it? Do I damn her or defend her? I know what it's like. Sitting in that room, all eyes on you.
Only difference being you were innocent.
And then hearing the door slam behind you at night. And in the silence, the sobbing.
When you were found guilty, it was a miscarriage of justice. If Tracy's found innocent, that's the same.
3 down.
Yeah, it's the same as you asked for 1, 2, the third one I'll go and do.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
I didn't know you were Catholic, Blanche.
Oh, I'm not. But anything's worth a try. I'm scared, Emily. We all know she only did it 'cause she were in danger. But what if they don't see it like that? People in wigs twist things. Ask Danny LaRue.
We'll keep saying our prayers.
Court, rise!
There may be times when a terrified woman, believing herself to be in immediate danger and having no avenue of escape, is perfectly justified in fighting off her attacker in any way she can. There may be times when a desperate woman, as a last resort, will strike out in self-defense. And if that blow is a fatal one, well, you might think her attacker had it coming. He deserved everything he got. There are times like that. The law knows it. You know it. Tracy Barlow knows it. But we submit that this wasn't one of those times. Tracy Barlow was not in immediate danger. She was not fighting off a knife-wielding attacker. This was not an act of self-defense. And her cynical attempt to paint it as such is a gross insult to the many women who live in genuine fear of violent partners. Now, with your ladyship's leave, I will call the first witness for the prosecution, Mr. Jason Grimshaw.
Jason Grimshaw, please.
Having an affair with Maria Sutherland, a girl lives on our street, and, well, Tracy found out,
And what happened then?
She left him, went back to her mum's.
And what was his reaction to that?
It's one of those things, fair cop.
That's all. It's one of those things.
Well, his pride was hurt, I suppose, and he was glad when she went back to him, at first.
And what did you think about her sudden return to him?
I was surprised.
Why?
Because she never seemed the type to forgive and forget. Not that she had forgiven him. Charlie reckoned she was always trying to get her own back.
By doing what exactly?
By playing games all the time, causing arguments for no reason. She was locking herself in the bedroom and blaming him. Weird things. He was fed up by the end, kept saying he was going to throw her out.
So, as far as Charlie was concerned, he was fed up with Miss Barlow, and his relationship with her was all but over.
Yes.
This affair Mr. Stubbs had with Maria Sutherland. When Miss Barlow found out about it, she left him and went back to her mum's, correct?
Yes.
How long was she at her mum's?
A day or two.
A day or two. Do you know if she even got round to taking her belongings with her?
No.
No, you don't know, or no, she didn't?
Well, I don't know.
I see. But what you do know is that she wasn't at her mum's for very long.
No.
And you say that Mr. Stubbs regarded her walkout as just one of those things.
That's right.
And because you were his best mate, Mr. Stubbs would use you as a shoulder to cry on, would he? Typical builder, he liked nothing better than to talk about his emotions while he mixed his cement. Is that right?
Not really, no. And I did all the mixes.
Did you ever consider that he was hiding his true feelings about Tracy?
I don't think so.
Did you ever consider that he was more in love with her than he liked to say?
No.
And you say his pride was hurt when Tracy briefly left him. Did you think Mr. Stubbs was a very proud man?
Well, no one likes being dumped, do they?
So towards the end, when his relationship was getting difficult and he was telling you he was going to throw Tracy out, did you consider he could have been lying?
No.
When he was telling you that she was causing arguments and locking herself in the bedroom, did you ever consider he could have been lying? Could he have been lying to you, Mr. Grimshaw?
My lady, my learned friend is going too far.
I'm sorry, my lady. No further questions.
Do you think we were too easy on her when she was growing up?
I don't know.
I mean, I always did punish her when she did wrong, but sometimes it backfired. Like school holidays. I'd say, right, that's it. You're stopping in for a week. And then she'd be under my feet, moaning, complaining, driving me insane. I used to finish up like I was the one being punished. So I'd give up. I'd say, right, as long as you've learned your lesson, you can go out. But what kind of lesson is that? Time off for bad behaviour.
You did your best. We both did our best.
If your child does wrong, you have to punish them. You can't let them get away with it, or else they'll never learn.
Does that mean you're thinking of testifying against her?
This is not just a week we're talking about, Ken. It's not even 20 years with 10 off for good behaviour. This is forever. She'd never let me visit her, and I could be dead by the time she gets out.
Well, the way you're smoking, you could.
I couldn't face her anyway. So, that would be the end of us. Me and my one and only daughter would be over. For good. I know she needs to be punished, Ken, and And I know she needs to be taught a lesson, but I can't do it. She's my daughter. It'd be like punishing myself.
Ever violent towards you?
No.
Did he ever threaten violence towards you?
No, never.
Was there ever a time when you felt in any physical danger?
Well, not from him, no.
Not from him?
Well, obviously, when I eventually told Tracy, there was a bit of danger then.
From Mr. Stubbs?
No, more from Tracy.
Why more from Tracy?
Well, she attacked me in the street.
Physically attacked you?
Yeah, but... Well, the thing is, you can't really blame her, can you? I mean, you find out your fella's been having an affair with your hairdresser. You're gonna be angry, aren't you?
Very angry. Yes.
Oh, that's a whopper! I mean, look at it! Quick, it's getting away!
That's it. Hey, I think your Nana Dee Dee's over the other side of that wall. Unless I'm reading smoke signals wrong. Hang on. Be careful with that. Well, hello? What are you doing there?
Just listening.
Shouldn't you be caught?
Later this week.
Are you okay?
I was just remembering, I used to do the same thing with Tracy. She always used to blow too hard. I could never get her to understand that you had to be gentle. The lighter you blow, the bigger the bubble.
Well, Amy seems to have got the hang of it.
Tracy used to like hers filled with smoke. You ever seen that trick?
Gonna come round and show Amy?
No. What kind of little girl prefers her soap bubbles wrapped around smoke and nicotine?
You say that Mr. Stubbs was never violent towards you.
No.
Did you ever see him get violent with anyone else?
Yeah, I did.
Would you like to tell us about it?
I caught him trying to drown a neighbour, David Platt, once, in the bath.
And how old was David at the time?
He was 15.
Now we're getting somewhere.
He was holding him underneath the water. I don't think he'd have actually done it, but... Well, that's what he was threatening to do.
So Mr. Stubbs was a man quite capable of being violent, even to a 15-year-old boy.
Yeah.
How long would you say you were outside before Tracy came to the door?
3 minutes, maybe 4.
So you were banging on the door for 3 or 4 minutes before Tracy eventually answered it?
Yeah.
Could you hear anything coming from inside the house at that time?
No.
No music?
No, we couldn't hear anything.
It was quiet when you got there.
It was, yeah.
When your sister eventually opened the door, what was she doing?
She was on the phone to the police. She was in a right state. Then she dropped the phone, and that's when I went inside.
So you were the first one into the house?
Yeah.
What did you see?
He was lying on the floor, he got a knife in his hand. The room was a mess, like there'd been a struggle. And that's when my dad came in, and I went upstairs to get Amy.
So, Amy was upstairs?
Yes.
Out of the way?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Barlow.
Mr. Barlow, I'd like to ask you about a fight you had with Mr. Stubbs 4 days before his death.
Oh, this'll do it. This'll show 'em what kind of a man he was.
Can you tell us what happened?
Well, it wasn't really a fight. He took me by surprise. He started swinging punches at me. He knocked me out before I had a chance to defend myself. The man was a psycho.
You know what these solicitors are like. They can put words in your mouth, can't they? And if I happen to say the wrong thing anyway... I already feel guilty for letting things get as far as they did. But if Tracy actually ends up going to jail...
Medication. That's what you need.
I don't want that to be the answer all the time.
Just the stuff in
No,
it.
thank you. I've been cutting right back lately.
Medication's what you need.
Go on then.
Share 1 bar once a day.
It's not as daft as it sounds, you know. I read somewhere that it gets the endorphins going in your brain or something. So it's scientifically proven it does actually make you feel happier.
Oh, hey, we've been spotted.
Did you want some, Josh? Take a picture of me and Kirsty first and then we'll think about it.
Oh, no, you don't want one of me. I'll break your camera.
Oh, come on. Say chocolate.
Chocolate.
I believe a man who'd sustained 2 such heavy blows to the head would be unlikely to retain a grip on his knife.
He'd have dropped it.
As he fell unconscious to the floor, yes.
Apart from the 2 blows to his head, did the victim sustain any other injuries that would be consistent with him having been involved in a physical struggle on the night of his death?
No. There were bruises that I judged to be at least a day old, but nothing that could have been sustained on the night of his death.
Did you take a look at the defendant's injuries?
Yes.
What can you tell us about them?
She had wounds on the palm and the back of her left hand, consistent with being caused by a knife or a sharp instrument.
Deep wounds?
Not really, no, but substantial enough to cause a fair amount of bleeding.
Did she have any other injuries? Bruises? Scratches? Anything which would suggest she'd been in a violent struggle?
No.
Stabbing isn't enough, is that what she's saying?
The cut on the palm of Miss Barlow's hand, would it have made it difficult for her to lift things?
It would have caused her some discomfort, yes.
Could she have lifted the murder weapon, for example?
She could have, but not without leaving traces of her blood on it.
My lady, we will hear from the next witness that there were no traces of the accused's blood found anywhere on the murder weapon, which suggests that her hand was cut after the weapon had been wielded.
So she must have used her other hand. It's not rocket science.
She used her other hand.
Thank you.
He'd better start earning his corn now.
You'd have us believe that a man who'd sustained 2 such heavy blows to the head would not retain a grip on his knife.
The likelihood is he'd have dropped it as he lost consciousness.
It is a medical impossibility that he could have kept hold of it as he fell. Is that what you're saying?
It's unlikely.
But not impossible?
No.
Tracy Barlow had no other injuries except the cuts to her left hand, correct?
Yes.
Her right hand was not injured in any way?
No.
So if she'd raised the ornament with her right hand and her right hand only, would there be any traces of her blood on it?
Obviously not, but it's very heavy.
I know it's very heavy. But if she believed her life was in danger, if a man was coming at her with a knife, could she find enough reserves of strength to lift it with one hand?
Perhaps.
What can I get you?
A pint, please.
I'll have half. Right. I know something that'll cheer you up. Candice texts me.
So?
So she's getting married.
Right.
Yeah, she wants me to be the bridesmaid.
Oh, that's great, love.
And it's in Greece, and she's paying for my ticket and everything. And you're invited as well. Oh, come on. You could do with a break, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Ah.
How did it go?
Swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, but her barrister was good, though, eh?
It should be.
You'd know you were getting your money's worth if you'd been there.
There was all that stuff, you know, about angles of impact and what position he was in when she hit him, all that.
Can you believe they tried to make him out to be some kind of sitting duck?
They had this so-called expert. Said he must have been sat down at the time.
Yeah, because of the blood splatter on the armchair.
Yeah, well, I've had about enough of this for one day, so I'm going to go and get Amy.
To be honest, when this expert got going, I was a bit worried at first.
But then our man made mincemeat of him.
Oh, what? He tore him to shreds.
Isn't it possible, he said. Isn't it possible she hit him while he was stood up and then he fell back into the chair?
In the end, he had to admit it was.
She hasn't got the stomach for all the gory details.
All right.
Did you hear that? He was sitting down when she hit him.
We don't know that.
I know it. And you know, I'm not even surprised.
Or does it make any difference?
What sort of person is she, Ken? And how can I vouch for her and be convincing? I don't think I can do it. I honestly don't think I can lie for her.
Have I got too much eye makeup on?
Anyone would think you were going on stage.
Well, in a way, I am. A lot rests on how I come across.
Are you worried you might fluff your lines or miss your cue?
I've got to stay focused and in the zone.
Even though you're just going to stand up and say a load of lies?
This is the most important day of my life.
I'm sorry, but not all of us find it as easy to lie as you do. In fact, I don't think I can.
It's you that's behind this, isn't it? You with your moralising and your hand-wringing.
Are you listening to me? There is another way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I could flee the country, I suppose.
You could simply tell the court the truth.
Change my story! They're going to throw the book at me!
They will see you as a woman who knows the difference between right and wrong.
Rather than a cold, calculated murderer.
And what, so I get a warning? Community service, maybe?
Whichever way you look at it, you're in serious trouble.
No. Because at least my way, there is a chance of me walking free.
And there's a chance you might get 20 years.
They've got to be more lenient on you if you tell the truth.
Do you know what I think? I think you care more about Charlie than you do about me.
That's ridiculous.
Well, if you're not on my side, you're on his. It's dead simple, ma'am. I lose. He wins.
We'll be starting in about 5 minutes, all right? Excuse me. Fingers crossed you'll all be called today, although it's hard to say how long Tracy's testimony will last.
Have I got time for a quick cigarette?
You'll have to go outside.
Even I don't begrudge you one today.
Mum, wait.
Not more emotional blackmail, Tracy, please.
I just want to say I'm sorry.
Am I allowed to do Miss Aduco puzzles while I'm waiting?
Yes, but I don't think you'll be allowed to take them into court with you.
No. No, I wouldn't do that. No, of course not.
Mum! Mum! Look. I know that I've been really horrible to you. It's not fair. You must do what you think's right. It's just I am so scared.
With your ladyship's leave, I call my client, Tracy Barlow.
Hold the Bible. Repeat after me. I swear by Almighty God.
I swear by Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
That the evidence I shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Miss Barlow, you lived at number 6 Coronation Street with Mr. Stubbs for how long?
It was about 6 months.
Prior to the night that Mr. Stubbs died?
The night I killed him. I'm not going to lie to you. I killed him. And I deserve to go to prison for what I did.
Miss Barlow, the fact that you struck the blow which caused Mr. Stubbs' death is not in dispute. However, what we are seeking to establish is whether or not it was an act of self-defense.
I know you're going to try and make out that he was an evil, violent man, but he isn't. No, I mean, he wasn't. He was a good man. And I loved him. And he loved me, and I'm sorry.
Would you like a glass of water, Miss Barlow?
I want to take you through the sequence of events after Mr. Stubbs discovered that you were planning to leave him.
I should never have packed that bag.
But you did pack a bag. You were planning to leave, Mr. Stubbs?
Well, he'd beaten my brother up. I didn't want to go. But, well, he had this, like a dark side. But most of the time, ask anybody, most of the time he was a really nice bloke, but... Well, when you've got a 2-year-old...
So to use your words, he had a dark side.
I could have handled him better. Packing that bag, it was like a red rag to a bull. I hurt his pride.
And what happened as a result of you packing your bag?
Well, he threatened me. He said that if he couldn't have me, then nobody would.
Were you afraid for your safety?
I was.
Had Mr. Stubbs given you cause to fear for your safety in the past?
But not like that. I'd pushed him too far. I should have tried to calm the situation.
He burned your arm in December last year, is that correct?
Yeah.
How did it happen?
Well, he didn't mean to hurt me.
But he did burn your arm with an iron.
Look, he's the one that's dead, not me. I can't bear this picture you're trying to paint of him. I'm to blame for all of this. I just wasn't a good enough girlfriend.
Going back to the night of the 12th of January, what happened immediately after Mr. Stubbs threatened you?
He went into the kitchen.
And?
And he had a knife in his hand.
And what happened then?
Look, I've said all of this in my statement. Why do I have to keep going over it?
For the benefit of the jury, Miss Barlow.
Well, I begged him to put the knife down, but he just slashed at me.
Did he actually cut you? Where, exactly?
What was on my hand, on the front and the back.
So he had drawn blood twice at this point?
I just kept thinking, this isn't him. This isn't my Charlie. And I was yelling, please, Charlie, please stop, don't kill me. I could hear Amy crying upstairs.
Take your time, Miss Barlow.
I just grabbed the nearest thing to hand.
Go on.
Well, I closed my eyes and I took a swipe at him. I just thought that if I could catch his arm, I'd throw him off balance. I could hear Amy crying louder upstairs, and I wasn't aiming for his head. I just wanted him to drop the knife. I wanted him to stop.
Have you ever tried Sudoku, Deirdre?
What? Oh, no, I'm useless at puzzles.
How about you, David?
No, I haven't, actually.
You don't have to be good at maths. Once you get going, they're addictive. Might help to take your mind off things.
Well, I don't want my mind taken off things. I want to think things through, you know, get my head straight.
Sorry. I'll be quiet.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. It's just... terrifying.
Remember, it's not just Tracy we're fighting for today. There's victims of domestic abuse everywhere.
He lay there completely still. It was like I was in a dream or something. Amy was still crying.
And at this point, you called the police?
Well, it's all a bit of a blur, really, but pretty soon after, yeah.
And what did you say to them?
I said, I think I've killed my boyfriend. I wanted to get an ambulance to him. I was hoping he'd still be alive, and he was. But not for long.
Thank you. No further questions.
Miss Barlow, when Mr. Stubbs attacked you with a knife, he cut your hand twice, is that correct?
Yes.
So your hand was bleeding when you grabbed the ornament?
It must have been.
So how do you account for the lack of your blood on the ornament?
Well, I don't know, really. I must have grabbed it with one hand, I suppose.
Perhaps you'd like to show us. Would you hand the exhibit to the witness, please? Is this the item that you used to defend yourself?
Yes.
When you took a swing at Mr. Stubbs, you were holding it in your right hand.
Well, I wasn't really thinking what hand it was at the time.
But you were holding it with one hand?
Yes.
Could you show me how, please? Just show us as best you can how you picked up the ornament. And now could you show us exactly how you struck Mr. Stubbs? You seem to be struggling, Miss Barlow.
Well, I wasn't at the time.
No further questions.
Bully. There are too many men like him out there, and sadly there are too many women like Tracy too.
Your ladyship, can the witness be asked to describe relevant facts and not provide biased opinion?
It's highly relevant. Tracy wasn't his first victim, you know.
Mrs. Peacock, please confine yourself to answering the question you are asked.
My mother-in-law... Well, she's not actually my mother-in-law because... Well, her fiancé died tragically on the day of the wedding, but her daughter...
Mrs. Peacock.
Her daughter, Shelley, lived with Charlie before Tracy. It was the same story. He had her, so she was scared to go out the house.
Mrs. Peacock, I cannot allow you to continue like this. Members of the jury, I must instruct you to disregard any of the comments which you have just heard.
I'm only telling the truth.
Mrs. Peacock, did you keep a diary of incidents which caused you concern?
Yes, I did.
And what prompted you to keep this diary?
It was after I found she'd been locked inside her bedroom.
By whom?
Who do you think?
Just answer the question, please.
It's funny you should say that, because Tracy tried to cover for him as well. It was the same when he burnt her arm.
You were present when that happened?
No, but I heard her screaming. She tried to make out it was an accident. She was under his spell, you see. It wasn't until he attacked her with a carving knife that she finally stood up to him.
You were a keen observer of events at number 6 Coronation Street.
If you're saying I was interfering, then yes, I was. I wish I'd done more to stop him.
Did you ever approach Mr. Stubbs to voice your concerns about his relationship with Miss Barlow?
He's the last person I'd talk to.
So you didn't feel any need to get the other side of the story?
I knew what was going on. Besides, he could charm the birds off the trees, could Charlie Stubbs.
How did he behave with you?
He was, civilised. But I think he knew I was onto him.
So, despite the fact that he was perfectly civilised towards you, you were quite content to form your own opinion? jotting it all down in your diary?
I was very concerned about Tracy's welfare, with some justification as it happens.
Were you on any medication during the period that you kept your diary?
What's that got to do with anything?
Could you answer the question, please?
Yes, I was.
What type of medication?
Antidepressants.
Could you tell the court why?
Gladly. I'm recovering from postnatal depression.
Is it true that you were sectioned under the Mental Health Act?
I don't see what that's got to do with anything.
Mrs. Peacock, I am merely trying to provide a context for your key interests' well-being.
No, you're not. Trying to blacken my name.
One final question. Did you ever, at any point, witness Mr. Stubbs abusing Miss Barlow?
It was always...
A simple yes or no will suffice.
No.
Thank you.
No further questions.
Then we shall adjourn until tomorrow morning.
Court, rise!
Bravo!
Well, I've got to fight my corner. Seems that you lot are dropping like flies.
Yeah, your rendition of Blind Devotion was very compelling. Utterly convincing.
Amy, go in the other room and watch the telly, good girl. But did it convince the jury, Dad? That's what really matters.
Hard to tell.
You see, I don't think so. The prosecution really got stuck in. I thought it was all slipping away until Claire came to the rescue.
Yes, well, she obviously bought into your little scheme from day one.
Yeah, but then they went and painted her out to be a loony. Did you know she'd been sectioned, Mum? Mum, I am really desperate. I am staring down a barrel here.
Tracy, don't.
It's all right, Ken. I know what I've got to do. No matter what I tell myself, she's still my daughter. And she needs my help. Charlie was an evil man. If I'm not on your side, I'm on his.
Oh, Mum, thank you.
I've come out to look for you. Where have you been?
Couldn't sleep. Dreamed I was back in my cell. Felt sick.
Well, it's not you.
Wish it was. This is worse.
You know, Tracy always makes you feel guilty. You've done everything for her. Too much, if anything.
No, Ken. I could do more, and I'm going to.
She's got you wrapped around that.
I don't care. I'm a mother. I'd do anything to stop her going to prison. That's what mothers do.
Well, you know what I think.
I always know what you think.
Hey, Deirdre, are you giving evidence today? Oh, good luck. I hope it goes really well.
Why wouldn't it?
Not even a twinge of conscience?
You okay? You must be a bit nervous in front of all those people.
No, I'm looking forward to it. Barristers, they're the pros, aren't they? That's what they do. They take people apart for a living. I'm used to arguing with you, sure, but nice to have some actual competition for a change. A bit of a challenge from the Whigs.
Bravado.
Such insight. A wise and clever mother figure.
It's not too late to pull out if you want to.
I've given him a statement.
Yes, but if you're not up to it, or you don't want to do it, everybody would understand.
Guzzle that. My mouth's as dry as desert bones.
There's no point starving. No, my belly was grumbling in that court yesterday.
Sorry, why don't you try saying that again when you've swallowed? Like that. I feel like it's yeah.
Right, you fit?
As we'll ever be.
Ready, Mum? Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
Good. Because I need you today. I really need you.
I know you do.
Not often a grown-up girl can say that to her mother and really mean it, eh?
Yeah, well, she's won the lottery with her fee. Let her wait. I'm staying with you.
Think I'll try and change her mind?
I know who I can trust. Mum.
Oh, okay.
You will be all right, though, won't you?
Yeah, of course I will.
Well, if you're here, we're not late.
Well, apparently.
Look, don't fret, doll. You're so not going down for this one. Not after they've heard a couple of this home boyos, home truths.
David Platt, please.
I feel like you're a drug dealer.
Oh, well, today's a really good day to give up, isn't it? I'm sorry. Thank you.
Try to stay calm, lad.
I wish you'd stop saying that. I'm as calm as I can be.
So you were convinced Miss Barlow was in imminent danger?
Defo, yeah.
And what was Mr. Stubbs doing before Miss Barlow struck him?
Well, we're gonna kill her. She'd be dead meat now. It'd be him stood up there instead of her.
Thank you. No more questions, Your Ladyship.
Something that puzzles the prosecution, and I'm sure members of the jury too, is your behaviour after you'd witnessed this horrific, violent act.
Is that a question?
What did you do after you'd seen Mr. Stubbs being clubbed to death?
Well, I were in shock.
What did you do?
I went out into the street and saw the police and ambulance arriving and that.
And were your mother and sister Sarah in the street at that time?
You know the one?
And yet you failed to mention to either of them, or show any sign whatsoever, that you had witnessed this traumatic event moments before.
Yeah, well, I'm very good at covering up unpleasant emotion.
So it seems. So good that you didn't tell anyone what you'd seen for 2 weeks. No one. As if you hadn't seen anything at all.
All right, I was scared.
Of a dead man?
He tried to drown me.
You don't seem scared now.
Well, I'm not.
Why not?
Well, what's there to be scared of? All I'm doing is just standing here and telling everybody what I saw.
You were so frightened of this man that you didn't speak until he'd been dead for 2 weeks. And yet you could stand peeping through his window.
Well, it was dark. And I don't know, I figured that he's more likely to see me if I'd have moved about.
So, Mr. Stubbs picked up a knife.
That's right.
And then he went towards Miss Barlow in the living area.
We've done all this?
And we're doing it again. How was he holding the knife? Could you demonstrate? His right hand?
Yeah.
You sure?
Positive.
Then what happened?
He approached the defendant with malicious intent.
This is a murder trial, Mr. Platt. Please avoid sarcasm and treat the court with respect, or you'll find yourself in serious trouble.
What happened next?
Charlie flicked out his knife, cutting Tracy's hand.
Her left hand.
Yeah.
Holding the knife in his right hand.
Yeah.
You sure?
Look, I'm positive. And she looked at her hand, and then that's when he cut the back of it. And then he shouted, "I'm gonna kill you."
And you heard all this above the music?
Oh, well, Tracy turned the music down then.
When?
When he was coming at her.
So she found time to turn the music down when a man was coming at her with a knife.
Well,
that doesn't make sense.
That's what she did.
Go on.
And Charlie pulled back the knife, and Tracy grabbed the statue thingy and smacked him.
Demonstrate what he did. Mr. Stubbs was left-handed. When his body was found, he was holding the knife in his left hand. The other way round, in a stabbing motion.
It all happened so quick, maybe I got the hands muddled up.
You were positive a moment ago. Are you positive?
No.
No, you're not positive. Because you made it up. None of your evidence is supported by forensic testimony, but it is the same as Miss Barlow's. You didn't see the incident at all, did you?
I did. I did.
No further questions, Your Ladyship.
You can't smoke here.
I'm sorry. What if I...
Just calm down.
But it's Tracy's whole life, everything. I do love her, Ken, I do.
I know, love. Now just take a deep breath. Come on, a deep breath. And forget all that she's told you. Just tell them what you thought before you knew the truth. You know, when you thought she was innocent.
I know what I have to do. I just can't breathe.
Tracy Barlow, please.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Deirdre!
How did I look?
Cocky and deceitful.
Have I missed anything? What's the hold-up?
Where's Deirdre?
I can't find her. They don't know where she is.
She was here. I came with her.
She's very nervy.
What?
She's left the building.
Deirdre, what are you doing?
I can't do it, Ken. I can't go in there. I can't lie. I can't.
Psst. Jane. Jane.
If she doesn't turn up, then we continue the defence without her.
But she's my mum. I need her. Can't we ask for a recess?
Adjournment. Look, she might turn up yet.
Go find her and tell her to get on that stand. She owes me this.
This isn't a decision. This is running away. Don't do it like this, Deirdre.
What can I do?
Do you want me to speak to someone, see if I can get more time?
Oh, do what you want. I don't know.
Deirdre, are you all right?
I can't. Please.
Look, I know you're under a lot of pressure, but the defence case will be compromised if you don't take the witness box. Severely compromised.
Mr. Sinclair, has the witness been found?
She was here, Your Ladyship. We are instructed that she may be indisposed.
We're losing valuable court time, Mr. Sinclair.
We are ready to proceed, Your Ladyship.
Then please proceed.
Mrs. Barlow.
Yes.
Please speak up.
Yes.
Would you like to swear on the Bible?
Yes, yes.
Hold the Bible. Repeat after me. I swear by Almighty God.
I swear by Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give.
That the evidence I shall give.
Will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth.
Will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Keep it very short.
Did Tracy tell you about the abuse she was suffering at Mr. Stubbs' hands?
No, she kept it to herself.
Why was that?
I don't know.
Can you think of a reason?
Well, maybe she was ashamed.
But you knew it was going on?
Well, I thought I did. I mean, yes. I pleaded with her to leave him so many times.
Why didn't Tracy take your advice?
She felt trapped. There was no room at ours, and she's stubborn. She won't be told. She gets an idea, and she loved him. That's what she said, and well, they did get on at first. He was a bully.
No more questions, Your Ladyship.
Did you ever see Charlie hit Tracy?
No.
No? Pull her hair, twist her arm?
No, but I knew it was going on.
How?
Well, she told me, and I saw the marks. I know it was him.
You're her mother. A good mother. Of course you believed her. And you wanted the best for her.
I do. I pleaded with her to leave him.
And what did she say?
Oh, she said she couldn't. I begged her to get out of there and come back home.
To your house?
She said she wouldn't.
Mrs. Barlow, you've just said there was no room at ours. You're contradicting yourself, aren't you?
Deirdre. I don't... I can't... I can't...
Your Ladyship, the witness is prone to panic attacks. Could we suggest a short adjournment?
Very short, Mr. Sinclair.
What are you doing, ma'am?
Judge has given us 2 minutes. What's the problem? Are you all right?
No.
Just tell them what you know.
I'm lying.
What?
She did it. She's pretending that he beat her up. She did it.
Why do you think this?
She admitted it. She told me. I can't go back in there.
You have to.
No.
If you don't, you may be in contempt of court. And if you don't tell the truth, you're perjuring yourself.
This is going on far too long. They can have 2 more minutes, and then I want you to go and see what has happened.
What's happening? Is she all right?
Are you ready?
Mrs. Barlow, has your daughter always had a bad temper?
Not a bad temper as such.
She attacked Maria Sutherland in the street.
That was very out of character.
So, if she's not usually instantly angry, perhaps she's a brooder then.
What do you mean?
Someone who, for instance, would make a long-term plan for revenge.
No.
Someone who would plan a murder.
No.
You're Tracy's mother. You know her better than anyone. Are you finding it hard to stick up for her? Do you have any reason to doubt her version of events?
No. No, I haven't. She's my daughter. She wouldn't...
No further questions, Your Ladyship.
No questions.
You may stand down. Are there any more witnesses for the defence?
No, Your Ladyship.
Then I think it only fair to both parties that the jury hear counsel speeches on Monday morning when they are refreshed.
Court rise!
What was she playing at?
She did her best.
If that's her best, I'd hate to see her going half-cock.
Jane, that was terrible. Why didn't you question her again?
It was better to get her away.
She has totally rubbished the case.
I represent women who've suffered years of abuse sometimes. Terrible beatings from truly violent men. You're using the pain of those women to cover up your crime.
£200 an hour and morally superior. If only everybody could be in your shoes.
You disgust me.
And I employ you, so shut up and do your job.
There's no point sugarcoating. That went about as badly as it could have done.
All right, steady on, Blanche. Yes, it didn't run as smoothly as we would have liked. But there's a lot more evidence than that, you know.
Exactly. It wasn't as planned, but I don't think it was a disaster.
No, I were expecting the judge to put a black hanky on her head.
Blanche, as if Deirdre isn't feeling bad enough already.
You still here, then?
We're waiting for you.
I don't need you now, ma'am. I needed you in the witness box.
I'm sorry.
You really stepped up the mark, didn't you? I mean, it's not good enough that you had a little word with my lawyer. You've stuffed my case! They think I did it. I'm going to be found guilty. I am going to rot in jail, and I'm going to miss my daughter growing up, and for what? For Charlie Stubbs, that pig. I asked you to do one thing for me, one thing. You know, if I get sent down for this, this is going to be your fault. Your fault. Thanks a lot.
Come on, it's not that early.
Do you want a drink already, Deirdre? You'll have to start on your cooking, Sherry.
Steve, Tracy's told us that no matter what happens in court later today, she's going.
She's going? What do you mean she's going? Where's she going?
Away, somewhere, as far away from us as she can get.
Well, what about Amy?
She's going with her, so she says.
You better quit then. Ali said she might go for a walk after, so we can drop Freddy's hat and gloves the front way.
Casey's still not answering.
She switched off.
Just keeps going straight through to answer phone. Just want to know if she's alright. I feel like I've let her down.
You've made a mistake, that's all. She's a true friend, she'll know. Well, she's probably just going off on one. It's not exactly been an unstressful time for her, has it?
No, this is different. She's finished with us and she's going.
Oh, where, for a start? And what's she going to do for money?
Just talk to her, will you?
Oh, when's she ever listen to me?
You're Amy's dad. Look, if anybody can stop her from going away, then it's not going to be me and Ken.
It's most likely to be you.
I thought we'd agreed we didn't need all
yes,
of us.
well, I've done enough staying in the house, not interfering, don't you think?
Where is she?
She's getting ready to go back to court.
So she gets off with the ones who get punished?
No doubt what Tracy would see as a happy ending.
Give me half an hour.
No, I'm not saying that I don't want you to go, David. That's up to you and my mum. It's the way you're treating it. Anyone would think it's like you're going to a cup final.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to wimp out all of a sudden just because of what somebody says. It's because you want to go with Jason, hold his hand and tell him how tragic it all is.
David!
Yeah, well, Mum, Charlie Stubbs was an animal. I don't care whose mate he was.
I think what Sarah's trying to say is this is not an occasion to get overexcited about.
What, like you all don't want to know what's going to happen?
Of course we do. You're like some little old woman sat there doing a knitting while he chopped people's heads off.
School wasn't a complete waste of time, though.
Mum, will you tell him? It gives me the creeps.
All right. You're going to support Jason, yeah? I don't know why, because he's not that fragile. Maybe I'm going to support Tracy. Like I have been doing all along, so just shut your little face there and deal with it, right?
You think it might be a good idea if we all just went somewhere else for a bit? You know, so it don't look like we're all ganging up on her.
I'll take him in the front room. You want to read me a little story?
Well, doing her ironing isn't going to swing it, is it? Tracy.
Mum. Oh. Brought the reinforcements round, I see. I've told you, Mum. Either way, I'm off.
Oh. Well, were you thinking of telling your child's father?
Well, I think I'd get a little thing like whether I'm going down for murder or not out of the way first, Steve.
Come on, Trace.
No, it's not going to happen. Look, if everybody else doesn't mind, how about me and you go for a walk, figure out what's going to happen?
No. I've decided. You do the figuring out. Really don't think it's a time for arguing the toss, do you? Because unless everybody's forgotten, I'm due in court.
Just hang on. Regardless of what's been said or figured out, everybody in this room has gone out of the way to help you, Tracy, and has asked for nothing in return. Are you honestly prepared to turn your back on that?
If I do get off, remind me to say thank you on the way out.
Tracy.
You're not taking Amy.
You try stopping me.
So you just planned all this last night, did you? Not exactly giving us a lot of time to respond, have you?
I didn't plan it.
That makes a change.
Still, works for me. Amy, Mummy will be back in a couple of hours, okay?
Good luck, Tracy. We'll all be rooting for you.
Will we?
Listen, I know you didn't mean all that you said, you know, yesterday. And...
Look at him.
David, if you want a lift, we're going now.
What is it, everybody pick on David there now? Can't you all just leave me alone?
Tracy, we can sort this. I know we can. As soon as we get back home.
If I get home after this, Mum, it will be to pick Amy up and a bigger bag. And that is it.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, no doubt the defence will be all too keen to remind you of its so-called eyewitness, on whom its case rests, if not entirely, then to a considerable degree. A young man with a score to settle against Charlie Stubbs, whose sworn testimony contradicts forensic evidence at just about every turn. We submit that this eyewitness, David Platt, is in fact merely an attention-seeking fantasist. The defence has clung to his vague and confused testimony out of nothing more than desperation.
She's got that little swine figured out, whether he's lying or not.
As we have already outlined, the accused has proved herself an accomplished actor and an accomplished liar. She has fooled her family, her neighbours, and her unfortunate victim. She should not fool you. We invite you not to deviate from your duty in this case, but to find the accused, Tracy Barlow, guilty of murder.
You have today heard prosecuting counsel attempt to undermine the sworn testimony of defence witnesses. Let me remind you and prosecuting counsel of one overriding factor. Regardless of whether one witness stumbled or another became confused in this highly pressurised environment, let me reiterate.
I'm going to believe him. Everybody else
For you
does.
to return a guilty verdict today, you may think that you must have accurate and reliable evidence. You may consider that you have heard no such thing. At no point in these proceedings has the solid wall of reasonable doubt been breached. The burden of proof has weighed the prosecution down and crushed its case. And for the reasons we have put before you, we submit that Tracy Barlow is innocent of the charge of murder, and we have no doubt
He's good, I'll give him that.
you, as fair-minded and rational
wrapping it up.
people, will return the correct verdict of not guilty.
Fair-minded and rational people, the same kind she's been conning all along.
Thank you, my lady.
Jury, you have heard all the evidence that has been submitted on both sides of this case. It is based on that evidence, solely on the evidence presented to you in this court, that you must now retire in order to reach a verdict.
I shall keep this jury in a private and convenient place. I shall suffer no one to speak with them, nor shall I speak with them myself, except with leave.
She's white as a sheet.
Don't worry, she'll be home by dinner time.
Court, rise!
Soon over now. That's right, we'll be at home soon. It'll be like nothing ever happened then.
Not before time.
Thanks for everything you've done, Claire.
Oh, only doing what's right. Same as that jury's doing now, don't you worry.
Thanks, love. Oh, I hope so.
We know so. Just stay positive, okay? Everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, we're just gonna nip out for 5 minutes, get a bit of fresh air. So what do you think the chances are then?
Hard to say. Sometimes it can depend on who the jury decide to believe in as much as on the evidence. And she is convincing, Tracy. I'll give her that.
Is that not a good thing?
Well, the jury seems to think so.
Touch wood.
Might as well go out for a quick cigarette. No use standing around here on pins, everybody's staring at me.
Nobody's staring at you.
Deirdre.
David, leave her!
Look at him. You think he got a bound or something?
Have you spoken to Tracy? How's she doing?
I'd rather not talk to you if you don't mind.
I'm only asking.
Yeah, well, I don't want to discuss it.
If you're waiting, David, go and wait somewhere else, will you?
What have I said?
David, people are getting nervous now. Just leave them, okay? Come on.
Yeah, how many is that today?
Not enough.
Well, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm tempted to join you. No thanks.
Me is this? God knows what it's doing to our Tracy.
I can't drink any more coffee from that machine, but Deirdre, do you want one?
Yeah, no.
Dad?
No, thanks. What's happening now?
Oh, can she not just go and stand with us?
Whatever's happening, just keep thinking not guilty.
The jury's coming back in. They've reached a verdict.
Isn't that a bit quick?
Well, surely that's a good thing.
It could mean anything.
Tracy. Tracy, love.
Don't say anything, Mum.
What's going on?
Don't know. They never tell you anything, do they?
Look at it.
What are you looking at?
Nothing?
It's going to be all right. I've got a good feeling about this.
Court, rise!
I don't like the look on their faces.
Fingers crossed, eh?
Please stand. Could the foreman please stand? Have the jury reached a verdict on which they are all agreed?
Yes, we have.
Do they find the defendant, Tracy Lynette Barlow, guilty or not guilty of murder?
guilty.
This is not right. What are you talking about? We've got to scramble for Tracy.
No, you've got it wrong. You've made a mistake.
I knew it. Order, please.
David, sit down.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Tracy Barlow, you have been found guilty of murder, for which there is a mandatory sentence of life imprisonment.
Oh, Tracy.
I've heard submissions from defence and prosecution, and I'm recommending that you serve a minimum term of 15 years in prison before you will be eligible for parole.
No!
Take her down, please.
No, I have a child! I was protecting my child! What's the matter with you? Why can't you see that?
It's not fair!
He's the one that was the monster, not me! He terrorised me! He attacked me!
You're all mad.
I was defending myself! I was defending my child! Please help! No, I have a child!
I don't suppose you could give me a lift home?
We'll get a cab, he can come with us.
Thank you.
What's wrong with them? Are they stupid? I bet most of them never made it through school. What kind of a system trusts justice to that shower of reprobates?
Dan, come on. Look, can you take Blanche? I'd better go with Dad and Deirdre. All right.
It's not right. There must have been a mistake. We can appeal. We'll start a campaign. Deirdre.
I think we should get home. Come away.
What?
Just give him a bit of space, eh?
I just can't believe it. I really can't.
Come on.
Can't we go and see it? Can't we at least say goodbye?
It's going to be fine. Come on.
What can you say? I feel for it, I really do.
Right, where have you put the car?
Down the back.
Right.
It's all my fault.
You didn't kill Charlie Stubbs.
I've sent my daughter to prison.
Let's go home, eh?
Steve, I've got to say something.
Deirdre.
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. Come here.
I think it's probably best if I look after Amy for the time being.
Yeah, thanks.
Until it's all sorted.
What?
Nothing.
I think we'd better go inside.
Listen, if there's anything you need, just ask.
So what happened?
Guilty?
No.
Jason was right. She killed him.
She never said she didn't kill him, but it was self-defence. He came at her with a knife.
So you say. Obviously the jury didn't believe you, did they?
Well, I was telling the truth.
Yeah, I heard it before, witness boy. Personally, I don't believe a word that comes out of your mouth.
Sarah, David's upset.
What? Because his little girlfriend's gone to jail?
Okay, that's enough.
No, it's all right. Personally, I think that she was done in by her own mother. That's what swung the jury.
How's Deirdre?
She's not so good.
Look, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
So...
Look, I should be with the family.
Yeah, of course you should.
It's tough.
I know. Have you made any plans, or...?
I can't.
Right, okay. Look, you know where I am if you need me.
Yeah.
Did I do something wrong? You did nothing wrong, my love. So why didn't they believe me? I'm telling you, if that jury had been living in our house this past year, they would not have found her guilty of murder.
We don't really know what went on though, do we?
What do you mean we don't really know?
Well, you know what she was like, love.
Oh, so you're saying she was making it all up? Oh, right, so she locked herself in a bedroom, did she? Oh, and she burnt her arm with the iron. Do you think I'm stupid?
I didn't mean that, Claire.
We're just trying to make sense of the whole thing.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make sense. Not from where I'm standing.
I wonder what she's doing now.
I don't know. She'll be okay, though. She's tough, you know.
Oh, please, not in the house.
What?
Look, I'm just as upset as you.
Well, why don't you show it? Why don't you let that mask crack just for a minute and show us you're a human being?
Look, love, I know you're upset.
Oh, you've noticed? He's noticed.
Deirdre.
So what do you reckon? I reckon it's toothy pegs, then bed. Especially after Auntie Betty's sticky sweeties. Come on then, baby. Whee!
Oh, is it bedtime, Princess Amy?
Yeah.
Do you want me to give her a bath?
No, I'll do it.
Okay. Well, you take as long as you like.
Yeah.
Night-night.
Come on.
Oh, get us around in, Jace.
I haven't got any.
Okay.
Cheers, Gail. Nice one.
He's saving up so he can come out after Candice's wedding.
Very nice. You know, I'm not sure that the jury believe David.
Well, maybe that's because he's a liar. And he's always been a liar.
Not in court. He wouldn't lie in court.
Thank you. Jace, tell Mum about the CCTV tape.
What, are you sure?
What CCTV tape?
Charlie had a security camera. And it taped Tracy and David together.
Together doing what?
Good question. Hiya, can I get another white wine and a pint, please, Liz?
Coming up.
Hiya. Hiya.
Well done, you stitched me up good and proper there, 1-0 to the Basbys.
Thanks. I told you not to come too close. I'll bite.
Yeah, but it's just a little nip, weren't it? I mean, there were no teeth marks. Tell you what, why don't I take you out for dinner now? Clear the air, fresh start.
No, thanks.
Come on, we're even now.
It's not that.
Then what is it then?
I just don't want to have dinner with you.
Hiya.
Hi. It's a bit cold for this time of year.
I thought you wanted to spend some time with your family.
They're doing okay on their own.
Oh, right.
So?
Well, do you want to come inside?
Yeah. Please.
And then...
You okay?
Yeah, I reckon.
Did Tracy put pressure on you?
Eh?
To back up a story? Did she threaten you or promise you anything?
No.
David, we know what she's like. She was desperate. Just want to know the truth. Did you tell the truth in court?
Nothing ever changes, does it, Mum?
David...
It's not easy, you know. This is why I didn't come forward straight away. But somehow I knew it was the right thing to do. And I don't know, maybe I thought that you might be proud of me. But you're not, are you? Because you can't forget the past.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right. Whatever I say, everybody always automatically thinks that I'm lying. And maybe no one will be able to believe a word I say again. So it looks like it's my fault Tracy Barlow got sent to jail.
Look, it's not your fault. Well, would you be happier if she got off, knowing what we do?
Well, whose fault is it then if it's not mine?
It's Tracy's.
Ken, she's my daughter. I watched her and Charlie. Maybe if I'd done something sooner, things wouldn't have got this far.
You're my daughter too. And the one thing I know is you'll never stop Tracy doing anything if that's what she wants.
Hiya.
Hey.
pretty quiet out there. You all right?
Yeah.
What's that?
Amy drew it for a mummy.
Quite the little artist, didn't she? Didn't get that from you. Did she go down all right?
Yeah, I fell asleep when
She didn't ask about...
No. No, why should she? She thinks her mummy's next door with her grandma and granddad. How am I going to tell her, Mum? Hey, I mean, how am I going to tell her?
It's not fair!
Deirdre, what, I couldn't sleep. I sometimes wonder if I ever will again.
We'll adjust to this. It'll take time, but we'll find a way to live with it. It'll be better after today. It will, it will. I know this first visit isn't going to be easy.
Especially knowing that she blames me.
I'm sure she doesn't. Not now she's had time to think about it. She wouldn't let you come along otherwise.
Ken, I know you twisted her arm. I'm not daft. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful. No matter how much Tracy hates me, at least now I'll be able to put my side, let her know that I meant no harm.
Well, if she's honest with herself, she knows that already. You've got nothing to reproach yourself for.
But I'm her mother. I'm the one person who should have protected her.
I've left my friend's number on the dresser. When you call, let it ring out a while. She's half deaf and I'm not so quick on my pins, but we'll get there between us.
You take care of yourself, Mother.
Oh, give over. I'm going to Ilkeston, not Iraq. I'll be back in a couple of weeks. Save your hugs for Tracy. She needs them more than me.
I'll give her your love.
I'd appreciate that. And while you're at it, you two might think about having a bit of love, the pair of you. Here. Happy 2nd anniversary. I thought there ought to be one card up in this house.
Oh, no, with all that's been going on, I'm sorry.
No, don't be. It doesn't matter.
Oh, it matters, all right. It matters more than ever now. I hope you get to realise that while I'm away, because I'd like to send another one of those next year.
Yeah, I mean, we've had our battles, but Blanche has been a welcome voice of sanity these past few months. I'm actually going to miss her.
I thought you'd have been glad of the peace and quiet.
Well, I wouldn't bank too much on the peace. Quiet may be once you've gone.
I'll still be here, Grandad.
For now, can't see you hanging around much longer.
I haven't got any plans to.
Yeah, but you're a young lad. Cash in your back pocket, you're going to want to spread your wings at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
You're always welcome to come down to Portsmouth and visit me if you fancy a change of scene. Let's face it, it's more than Tracy's.
Right, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, yeah, well, we ought to be going, actually.
Well, give her my best.
Yeah, mine too.
How are you? You should think about coming to Pompey.
Yeah, I might pop down in the summer.
No, I don't mean for holiday, mate. I'm opening some more shops, so I'm going to need some more staff. You fancy it?
I don't know, I never saw myself working in the bookies.
What do you see yourself doing exactly?
Never really thought about it.
We'll give it a try. If it don't work out, there's no hard feelings. It's got to be better than kicking your heels next door. It's not exactly the house of fun there, is it?
Yeah, I know, but I'm not so sure about leaving Grandad so soon after.
He wants what's best for you. This could be it. At least have a think about it, all right?
You all right? You want to go back to the car? You don't look very well, love. You don't have to do this.
Yes, I do. Come on, let's go.
Sure you're okay?
Oh, as much as I can be. I'll never get used to coming back to these places. The sounds, the smells, even the laughter.
Well, it's only for an hour.
And then I walk away. Which makes it 1,000 times worse knowing what I'm leaving her to. Where is she? Hello, love.
Mr. coordinating the appeal. But I want to use the same barrister.
Yeah, he was good, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. If only everybody else had been as reliable.
You can't keep blaming your mother.
No, the main thing is I get out of here. It doesn't matter what happened. It's not important.
Well, maybe not to you, but your mother has been very upset.
Well, I'm not exactly doing flaming cartwheels, Dad. I shouldn't be in here, and I need to be out ASAP.
Just as long as you know that I never meant to hurt you. That's the last thing I would ever...
Look, what's done is done. There's no point crying about it now. We have to move forward.
Well, if there's anything we can do to help...
Well, you know how I said I'd like to use the same barrister? I know it can be quite expensive.
Well, that doesn't matter. You'll get legal aid.
What, like I did last time? No, chances are we'll have to fork out again.
I don't believe I'm hearing this. Are you asking us for money? I'm sorry. I've bitten my tongue black and blue for weeks now and I've had enough. We have no more to give, even if we wanted to. And speaking frankly, I don't.
You don't mean that, Dad.
You have bled us dry. And it wouldn't matter one jot if you told us the truth, but you didn't. And we have sacrificed everything we've got because of your lies.
Do you really think that I want to spend the next 15 years in here?
No, of course we don't.
Well, sounds like it. I need you. You're all that I've got.
Tracy, we are doing everything we can. But when it comes to money, there really isn't anything left.
Fine. You know, first you get me in here. Now you'd rather throw away the key than stump up a few quid.
Your mother is not responsible for your conviction.
No? What do you think, ma'am? Are you? Because if you are, you owe me big time.
Stop it, Tracy. You've only yourself to blame for this. And until you come to terms with it, we're wasting our time. We might as well go home now.
No, I'm sorry. It's just you sit in that cell, hour after hour, churning things over and over, working yourself up. You know what it's like, Mum. I know I brought a lot of this on myself, but Amy's done nothing, so why should she suffer? It's her I'm worried about, not me.
She'll be looked after.
She needs a mother. What kind of life is she going to have? Growing up, me stuck in here, getting picked on at school. No, that's the reason this appeal is so important. It's for her sake, not mine. Come on, you're my only hope.
I'm so sorry, Tracy. We're doing everything we can.
Anyway, you're worrying unnecessarily, Tracy. You might get funding for the legal team you want this time.
Might? Doesn't go down very well in here, Dad. When they lock you down and the lights go out, I thought I could count on you.
Time up.
I'm not done yet.
No, love, you'd better go. We'll come and see you again next visiting day. And if there's anything at all you need, just give us a ring. Forgive me, Tracy.
Give Amy a kiss from me.
That your kid?
Yeah.
She's just like you.
I hope not. God, I hope not.